your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Damn, Perk did this?
I don't need no one to save me. I was born to be the greatest. All that time in that basement, all that time isn't wasted. Rapping getting faded. I just wanna tell my mom that I made it. Just wanna be the topic of the conversation. Used to rock the gold plated. Now I'm wearing gold chains like I'm famous.
It is Monday. What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Kings and Dreams back with another one, man. I hope everyone enjoyed their weekend, and I hope everyone, if your loved ones, your wife, your ex-wife, your side pieces, your dom pieces, all of y'all enjoyed your Mother's Day, because I know yesterday was a big day for the ladies. So hopefully, fellas, y'all represented, took them out, whatever, hopefully everyone had a great time. All right. So I'm gonna get right into this because this is a conversation that I've been wanting to have, with a few brothers of mine, and we're gonna talk about our experiences dating Brazilian women or dating in Brazil, all of that, all of the above, So in this conversation, please make sure to feel free to chime in. If you got any thoughts or anything like that, any questions for us, and all of us, we are well experienced travelers, man. So I am very, very excited to get this conversation going, man. And I'm going to just jump right into it, man. So let me start bringing my people up, man. My man, Jamie Woods, what's going on?
Yo, what's going on, man? Long time no see, Kings.
Yes, absolutely, man. I hope all is well, my brother from another, man.
Absolutely. I'm excited to talk about Brazil today.
Yes, absolutely, man. Fun times, man. My man. No reservations. Delayed, my brother. What's going on, man?
What's good, man? Throw me out of retirement, man.
Hey, man, like I said, he took off the number 45, put back the number 23 jersey, man.
But yeah, I remember you was telling me that,
Yes, sir. Last but not least, man, this brother was on here last week talking about the whole visa process and everything, man. Man, this is got to be a Brazil legend, man. Really?
Man?
What's going on, brother?
Shout out to everybody.
Yes, what's going on, Philly?
Cool vibes, man. Just chilling, maxing, and relaxing.
Yes, absolutely, man. And so let me just kind of give and I'll start with you, Jamie. So just kind of tell people a little bit about your channel and then kind of your overall experience in Brazil, but not even just dating, but just your overall experience.
All right. So for those of you guys who don't know me, I'm Jamie Woods, Travel and Motivate. My channel is about 5 years old, but really the whole Travel Motivate stuff really kicked off last year. And of course, Brazil is a huge part of that. I owe a lot of my success, a lot of my views to Brazilian people. Literally, Brazil is the country that kind of really got my passion going for traveling and all that stuff, man. And I've been going to Brazil a lot, and I really like it out there. And it's one of those places when you go out there, you just want to go back. You're always thinking about Brazil all the time. So I really can't wait to start talking about it.
Absolutely. All right, and then we'll go to you. No reservations, man. What's up, brother?
Yeah, so we actually did some podcasts together. We would have the girls on there. I was experimenting a little bit.
Yep.
Took some time off. I actually was in Brazil last year in November in Rio, and I went to Brasilia for the first time. That was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
nice.
Really
Nice.
I'm doing a Facebook for the channel right now. I'm going to do a couple pilots. It's going to be dating. And the goal is to link up locals with travelers and see if I can make some matches, man.
Absolutely, man. That sounds great. That sounds great. And let me ask you, and Jamie, I forgot to ask you, but
Yeah.
I'll ask both of you guys. How long have you guys been traveling, going to Brazil? You first, Delane.
I've only been to Brazil twice. I
Okay.
need to travel more though.
Gotcha. And Jamie?
Since last year, since 2024. But I've been dealing with Brazilian people since like 2023, 2022. I've been interviewing them. For those of you who don't know,
Yeah.
I've been interviewing a lot of Brazilian women. So if you guys are trying to see the Brazilian women interviews, check out my Patreon, check out my YouTube.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, man. And I know you do a lot on TikTok too. So
Yeah,
yeah,
my
absolutely. Absolutely, man. And Philly the Don, man. So how long have you been traveling, going to Brazil, man? Because I know you've been out there a long time, brother.
No, I've only been going to Brazil since like 2022. 2022 was my first time. But I went back like maybe 5-6 times. I've been back and forth a lot. I was just there like a month ago. A month ago I was there, and then I was there 2 weeks ago with the visa situation, but all that's fixed now.
Right.
But I love the place, man. The people, it's a real addictive type culture, man. The people, the samba music, the vibe. Obviously, they got pretty women. They got a nice party scene. They got a nice beach scene. I mean, whatever you into, I don't know. It's just like a I don't know. It's how could I describe Brazil like one word, man? It's like real. The people are like really energetic. The people really make the country. People just really just laid back. So it's so cool to be there, man. Everybody's happy, even if they don't have money, if they're not rich or anything. The vibe is just really laid back, man. You don't really get that in other countries.
Yeah, no, that's very true, man. I would say like they're I don't know if I would say like laid back. I would say like peaceful yet energetic. You know what I mean? Because laid back, like they just kind of like mellow. You know what I mean? Like that's more to me. I think that's more of a like Colombia vibe, but like Brazil, like they're more like extroverted, but like they're like cool. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So when I think of, at least for me, when I think of laid back, I'm thinking of like like really really like calm. You know what I mean? I mean they're cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying, but like they know how to party. Like they know like they know the vibe. You know what I mean? For sure, man.
Yeah,
but also Philly, I think you're being a little bit modest because last week we had a conversation that you were saying, and you were saying that the immigration agent was saying, "Yo, you were in the country for like almost a year. You were there for 11 months."
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't say like, yeah, you just went in like 2022. You went for a couple of weeks and came back. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I was there, man. I sat in that country for a while. Oh yeah, I sat in Brazil a lot for long periods of time. The last time I went, I sat before they deported me out of there for the visa thing. I sat there like 5 months, maybe 5 months.
Damn, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. All right, so and I'll stick with you, Philly. So, so my first question is that so tell me about your first dating experience. What was that like?
I mean, you just ask a girl out down there in Brazil. Everybody's pretty open. You ask them out, go on a date. Females are pretty, I don't know, they like real warm-hearted. They listen up. They real late. I don't know how could I express myself with this one?
So just say the very first dating experience. So let's just narrow it down like that.
The female had a vibrant personality. She was outgoing. She was friendly.
Yeah.
It didn't really take too much. She wanted me to take her to the beach.
Yeah.
I wanted to take her out to dinner. She's like, no, let's just go on the beach, get a table and some chairs and play some music. And she was like entertained by that, that took me back because, in the States, you got to impress. You can't take no girl to the beach on the first date. She's not going for that.
Oh yeah, Steak 48, Roof Chris. You know how we go. You know how we go.
You're gonna spend a couple hundred at least.
Right. Yeah, she just wanted to chill on the beach and maybe have a couple of beers and
Caipirinhas.
music. Yeah, we could do that easy.
Yeah. So
absolutely. All right, and Delane, what about you?
My first experience was actually I went to favelas on the first day.
Ooh.
Damn.
Damn,
Ooh.
damn, you living dangerously, He said, I want to get right in the mix of it. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I got lucky because my homie, he's from Chicago. He lives there.
Yeah.
Rio, he spoke Portuguese.
Okay.
And, we did a double date. So we took the bikes up the hill.
Yeah.
And we went to this nice restaurant. You could overlook all of Rio. You could see the Christ Redeemer, and it was a good time, man. She was really pretty, like her photos. And then I was talking to her for quite a while before that, and it was like an ultimate girlfriend experience. And we're still cool to this day, but it was the first day I went to favelas. We did a double date. It was awesome, man. It was a great experience.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's really cool. And then Jamie, what about you?
All right, man. So my first day in Rio de Janeiro, I met this one blonde girl that she did caipirinhas on Copacabana.
Mhm.
And basically I approached her and I thought she was very pretty, but of course I didn't want to like shoot my shot just yet because I just got there. I was like, let me take my time. She's working. Got a caipirinha. Then my boy was edging me on. He's like, yo, go approach her again, ask her for her number, ask her out, this, that. I was like, whatever. So I ended up talking to her in the minimal Portuguese I knew, because I do know Portuguese now, but at that time I didn't know. So I was using my Portuno. So for those of you who don't know what Portuno is, that's like Spanish and Portuguese together. So my minimal Portuguese with my Spanish, because I speak Spanish. So I was talking to her in Portuno. She understood Spanish.
Yeah.
Ended up getting her number. And the next day we were chilling in Copacabana Beach. Like my boy Philly Dom said, you can literally take these girls to the beach, have a caipirinha, give her like a freaking, I don't know, some McDonald's, and she'll be happy with that.
Right.
Yeah, and that was my first experience, man.
So he's happy with a happy meal.
Yeah, man.
Gotcha. All right, and so I'm gonna stick with you, Jamie. So my next question is that all right, so what have you noticed about Brazilian women, like when you approach them and engage in conversation, that outside of let's focus on like Latin America, like what would you say is a bit of a difference conversing with Brazilian women?
All right, so I've been, as you know, Kings, I'm Latino, so I'm Dominican. So I've been dealing with Dominican women. I've been dealing with Colombian women. You name it, bro. You name it. But, Brazilian women are number one to me. Kings, I have a passion for Brazilian women. I have a passion.
Yeah.
So, and the big difference to me is the energy. Even if they're not the best looking, they got that energy to them, that upbeat energy, that fun energy where they just want to get up, dance, talk, giggle, banter. And that's a huge difference for Brazilian women and then the rest of Latin America. Not saying you can't find that in other countries, but I feel like in Brazil is more prevalent, is more of a plethora, where the girls are more upbeat, they're more fun to talk to. Like, I just really love Brazilian women. Like, it's to the point, Kings, where when I talk to another girl, I get bored. Like, if they're not Brazilian, I get bored.
Speaking
So it's that point.
Yeah, and I'll actually chime in here and I'm gonna jump to the chat and give a couple of shout outs here. But so my last ex, she's Paisa from Medellin, very laid back, really shy. I mean, we would go out and in the clubs, like she would dance, but like she was like really laid back, so she really didn't like really turn up or anything like that. And I typically kind of gravitate to girls that are more shy because like I'm usually the one that's like dominating the conversation. But I will say that when I did go to Brazil, like it like the banter, as you mentioned, like the banter, the upbeat, like it was really cool. So like I was pleasantly surprised because usually like when you got like two extroverted people, sometimes like it may not go well. You know what I mean? So. But it went really well. So I was really excited about that. And then and so Delane, back to you. So what would you say like places that you've traveled to? It's kind of the same question for that I asked Jamie Woods. So what would you say is something that you noticed about Brazilian women outside of all of the other places that you've traveled to.
I would say patience, because I've been on dates with Brazilian women and they didn't speak any English at all.
Mm-hmm.
And my Portuguese is not that great. So I would use translator.
Yeah.
And I noticed that they were very patient with me.
Yeah.
Particularly in Rio. I can't say Brasilia because I was with one girl in Brasilia and she spoke perfect English.
Okay.
I haven't really spent a lot of time at Sao Paulo. I only did like a connecting flight and I was kind of there for like 9 hours or so.
Yeah.
But I've been on dates where we use translator,
Mm-hmm.
and she was patient with me. It was fun. We had a fun date. We try to do some, more activities instead of like dialogue.
Yeah.
And then I would try to learn. She would teach me.
Yeah.
She was cool with that. So I would say patience, man. That was like huge.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be surprised.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then Philly, same thing for you, brother.
What's the question again?
Come on, Philly. So what I was saying was that what is one thing that you've noticed about Brazilian women outside of all of the other places that you've traveled to?
I mean, that's pretty back off what the other guys said, but
Sure.
they full of energy, vibrant personalities, real passionate, real like genuine and real. And what else could I say about them? They're big on like family and stuff like that. They talk about their family and their friends. They're really big on family unity and stuff like that. I'm like obsessed with Brazilian girls. It ain't like
You and I both, buddy. You and I both.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
They all around like the package, man. Like it's not even about the looks. Now they have beautiful women there. It's not even. It's just they just down to earth people, man. I can't.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been to another country that matched them yet. I've never been to another country that matched them.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, man, like, I mean, most people know me as the Colombia guy, you know what I mean? And I'm still the Colombia guy, but I'm saying like Brazil is tugging on that cape though. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo. Like, wow.
You was in Rio?
I went to Rio and I went to Sao Paulo.
Oh damn! Which one you like better?
I prefer Sao Paulo a little bit more, only because I guess probably because I'm more like a city, more inland guy. You know what I mean? So so I prefer Sao Paulo a little bit more. You know what I mean? But I would say like for Sao Paulo, like when they were talking about like they have like Japanese Brazilians and like I would hear it, but like actually like seeing it like up front, I was like, oh,
so Kings, you went to Liberdade?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. All right, so let me give a couple of shout outs here. Shout out to my moderator, Culture Invasion Podcast. Definitely make sure that you guys check out his channel. He definitely has a great channel. And he says, as you enter the stream, run those likes. Likes are free 99. I would prefer likes as opposed to super chats because likes keep up with the engagement, and people who are not watching this live will be able to catch this later. So definitely give a likes. Likes are free 99. Definitely appreciate that. Shout out to my man Santika. He says, shout out to the chat. Shout out to you, my brother. All right. Jay Clyde is in the building. Salute. Definitely check out my dude, Jay Clyde. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, man. The Keymaker says, no reservations. Where you been, man?
Yeah, I told you I've been retired, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think I'm bringing him out of retirement. So while I'm doing that, do me a favor, make sure that you do subscribe to No Reservations. Make sure that you do subscribe to his channel. This is the link right here that has been posted. Also, do yourself a favor, make sure that you do subscribe to my man Philly Dom's channel. And also make sure that you do subscribe to my man Jamie Woods' channel. Please do me a favor and subscribe to all of these gentlemen's channel. And of course, we got to support Black Male Media. That is extremely important. All right, CJ, Philly Dom is an OG in Brazil. Yes, Philly Dom is the OG, man, or at least one of the OGs, man. You know, I was saying last week how, like, I think how I discovered Philly Dom was watching like Brazil videos, man. And I remember like you had like videos that were hitting like 200K, like 300K. I said, damn, who was this ninja? I'm like, yo, like this is crazy. Shout out to you, Philly Dom. You definitely had Brazil on tilt, man.
It was an amazing place, man. Amazing place, man.
Yep.
Wait, where you been in Brazil?
When I go,
Yes, I know you
I've been to Fortaleza, Recife, Salvador Bahia, Sao Paulo.
Yeah.
I've been to Brasilia. I've been to Rio, Minas Gerais. I've been a couple places.
Yeah, I gotta get to Florianopolis.
Yeah, they say that's nice too. They say Florianopolis is nice. They say it's really nice.
And Salvador too.
Yeah, Salvador is nice. Salvador Bahia is nice.
Yeah, man, I gotta get there, bro.
Yep, absolutely. Shout out to Law Dog. Says I was in Brazil in 2012 for a student trip and was in Brasilia for a layover and remember thinking, is every woman a model here?
Yeah.
Yep.
I was seeing a girl from Brazil. She was actually a real model.
That's what's up.
I would say, as a content creator, obviously, we're all content creators. If you're dating somebody, I would just keep it offline, man. I would definitely keep it. That's one thing I regret. Because reason why I say that is because I think I was getting dirty macked in that situation. She would show me stuff that people were saying, and I'm like, man, really?
Yeah.
But yeah.
No,
But,
you have excuse me. You have to, like, you know what I mean? Like only like the only people that like who saw like what my ex looked like were people like who I was actually friends with or close to. I would never post her like on a video or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like unless like she's a content creator herself.
She was.
You know, right. But other than that, no, like, you know, like if it's someone that you take it seriously, then don't show on camera because you know there are sharks in the water and they will smell blood. They will try to kick your back in and they'll be like, oh, you know, he doing all this, he messing with so many girls and all that, you know, pillow talk and all that. Trust me, it's nasty work, man. So yeah, you definitely made a valid point right there.
Yeah, 100%. You're 100% right about that. That's why even talking right now, I'm like, I gotta make sure I slip and don't say nobody's name and nothing.
Yeah,
make sure I say it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Yo. Remember? Oh no, I wasn't dying. You gotta. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can't
hit that mute button real quick.
Man, crazy,
yeah, definitely. Support the channel, Cash App, Super Chats. You know what I mean. I will definitely be reading those. Let's see who else. All right, so you guys are just shouting each other out. Hold up. All right, this is another one. This is a question for the group. Can you speak Spanish and be understood by a Portuguese speaker? This is what I've heard. Actually, Jamie, I want you to actually answer this one since you are a Spanish speaker.
Yeah, I have a lot of experience with this one, man, because as you know, as I stated before, like I didn't really know Portuguese last year like that. I just learned it now. Like now I can speak it. But before I was speaking a lot of Spanish to these girls. So to answer the question, yes, they understand it to an extent. There's certain words that we say in Spanish is very different from what they say in Portuguese. But for the most part, they can understand. However, the main issue that I've encountered when I speak to girls in Spanish is when they speak back to me in Portuguese. So they can understand me, but when they speak Portuguese to me, I get its and bits. I don't really understand everything they're saying. So sometimes I'll ask them to like repeat, say things slower, the translator. But for the most part, if you know Spanish and you're going to Brazil, it's a bit of an advantage. Not totally, but you do have a bit of an advantage out there if you know Spanish.
Yeah, I would say, just to kind of piggyback, like if you know Spanish, like there's going to be certain words that you will pick up in Portuguese, right? But Portuguese is its own language, but there are some words that are
Similar.
very similar to Spanish that you will pick up on. So it does give you a slight edge. But I would say that learning Portuguese in itself is something that if you're going to be dating a Brazilian woman like long term, that's something that you definitely want to get on board with.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that.
I think that's actually the key out there. My bad, Philly. Were you gonna say something?
No, I'm agreeing with y'all. That's definitely the key.
Is the
If
key?
you learn Portuguese. Even I'm guilty of not knowing Portuguese like that. But if you want, take it serious, you would need to know Portuguese or a degree, like enough to
enough to defend yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. So now that kind of brings me to my a question I have for you, Philly. So, like, due to the fact that you don't know Portuguese, but like you were able to stay in the country for about a year, like how were you able to to get around and maneuver around? I mean, I'm sure that you probably were using translator, but you know what I mean. Like did you what's your secret besides using the translator app? Because I mean, you were pretty much there for like a whole year.
I didn't use the translator app. Be honest with you,
really?
No, I never use it. I got mad one time when I was traveling last time. I was with somebody. He was using the translator app every 5 minutes. It was pissing me off. I just figure it out. Like I pick up. They say something. I pick up a word. I know a word here. I know a word there. I pick up and I just try. Okay. I'm like old school with it. I'm like Brazil. Like I'm in Brazil in the 80s or something. Like I just figure it out as I go. I don't use translator apps.
Okay.
I got a secret gem over here. I think I might have stated it before on Kings' live before, but here's what I do. Like when I didn't really know Portuguese like that, I used to use this app. Of course, I'm not going to state the app, but it's a language exchange app. So you're basically talking to girls from Brazil that already speak English. So I would like talk to them, establish a connection, and then when I went to Brazil, I met up with them over there, and there was no language issues because they already spoke English.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Wait, how long did it take you to learn Portuguese?
Well, it took me a good year, bro. I'm not like totally fluent in it. I'm still learning as we speak. I'm still taking classes, but I know way more than what I did last year.
And you're in Rio right now?
I'm sorry, what was it? I didn't catch you.
And you're in Rio?
No, I'm not in Rio at the moment.
Oh, okay.
No, I was in Rio, but I'm not in Rio at the moment.
All right, let me read this. Let me read this one comment here. All right, EJ what's that say? EJ the what? I don't know what that.
EJ the Warrior?
Yeah, that might be Warrior. EJ the Warrior. The black travel space, obsessed with women. That's why nobody's getting brand deals. Okay, I don't even know.
That's the whole point of the live stream, man.
Yeah, nasty work. Anyway,
I think
sounds like a hater.
I think
it's all good. It's all good, man.
That person went to the wrong live stream.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Hey, man, shout out to my man Chapapa, who is actually in Brazil. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, man?
I think
you might be on mute.
Yo, what's going on, fellas? Philly, what it do, bro?
What it do, man? What's going on?
What's good, bro?
It ain't shit. Everything copacetic. How y'all
Yeah,
man.
Doing? Absolutely, man. So let me just kind of circle back and ask you a couple of questions that I asked the fellas here. So just tell us a little bit about your channel and then how long you have been in Brazil.
All right, cool. What's going on, y'all? It's Chapapa TV. Some people call me Free. Been an expat since 2019. Lived in Dominican Republic first for about 3 years, then transitioned to Brazil. Been in Brazil since 2022. Wow. So last month was my first time. Well, last month, 3 years ago, right? I came to Brazil for the first time, and then in July, I'm coming up on 3 years living in Sao Paulo.
Nice, man. Nice. I was saying to the fellas that I like Sao Paulo a little bit more than Rio. So I know you've been to Rio too. So what would you say that you like Sao Paulo more than Rio?
Yeah, when I first came to Brazil, I lived in Rio for like 2 months. I don't mess with Rio. Rio's just like a bigger DR to me, like too touristy. Like it's like wash and rinse. sort of everything is
Rock principle.
far,
Understood.
everything far. Things closes early, just like the vibe out there. It ain't for me. For someone who wants to like live in a country long term.
Mm.
I'll say this about Rio. I found myself like all the girls that I like, they live very far, and because the South Zone is very touristy, so whenever you meet a girl, she's from the North Zone. She's from
Nita
super
Roy.
west. The girls are so far away, man. I'm like, damn, it's really massive.
Yeah.
It's a big space.
Yeah.
But I will say this about Sao Paulo real quick.
Mhm.
I think Sao Paulo, out of the two, my opinion, I think they have the better food. I also think they got the better nightlife. And
Definitely.
if you're looking for a more sophisticated type of woman, I would say Sao Paulo is the place to be for that.
100%. He's right about that.
The food part, I agree. When you say sophisticated, I think is they're not really sophisticated because I've met like more dope women outside of Sao Paulo, but Sao Paulo is the working capital of Brazil, basically. So you will have people from all over the country just come to Sao Paulo just to work because it's where the money is, right? Think of Sao Paulo as just like the
New York City.
Yeah, just the
Yeah.
New York of Brazil.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And for a lot of people who may not have been to Brazil, but actually Sao Paulo is actually the biggest metropolitan area of all of the Americas. So it's bigger than New York City. I think it's what, 2 times bigger or maybe almost 3 times bigger, if I'm not mistaken. I know it's freaking
I
huge.
think it's like 3 times bigger. I think the metropolitan area is like 20 million plus. Like it's stupid numbers. Numbers.
The numbers are definitely huge, man. Hey, Chop Up, quick question for you. So tell us about your very first dating experience while in Brazil, and just tell us, how did that go?
Dating experience in Brazil. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was living in Rio, like those first 2 months, I was dry. Like it was hard for me to meet women. I couldn't get the language down packed. Like in 2 months' time, I probably kicked it with like maybe 2-3 women my whole entire time in Brazil. And then it wasn't until I got to Sao Paulo that I really started getting in stride. But for me, for Rio, it was like when I say it reminded me a little bit of the Yaris. It's like I'm not into like the P4P type thing, and with Rio, you gotta really be careful because everybody got their problems in the world, but then you have the what I like to call the undercover P4Ps.
Okay, so you're talking about like a chapeadora.
Yeah, so they'll know like, yo, you the gringo, and then all of a sudden, you
Right.
You the problem solver, or you got all this stuff going on.
Right.
For me in Rio, I never hit my stride in Rio, and I got no shame in saying that. So I probably smashed like twice out there, but
I've heard that before, actually. Like some places in Brazil is totally different. Sao Paulo is totally different from Rio. I heard guys go out there, they had no luck because the language is just sometimes how it is in the season, the person, it's just they don't vibe with it. I've heard that before.
Yeah, they the thing outside of Rio that people confuse Brazil for and they generalize Brazil for, Rio is point and click. If you want point and click, you stay in Rio.
I would say this is a cheat code. I would say if you go to Rio and you don't know the language, well, learn the basics. But there's a lot of expats there now. I would say get with an expat. Once I got one of my boys, he set me up with one of his friends. He just took me under his wing, and my trip was a blast after that.
Well,
I know we're trying to like go to these places and get away from Americans, but once I linked up with another brother, he made my trip much better, much more fun. Because there was a familiarity there, and then he was linking me up with his peoples. And once like in Rio, once you link up with one person, they be like, yo, let's hang out with this other people. Let's hang out with this other person. And there's always a lot of things to do. So I would say if you would have got linked up with somebody, he would have took care of you. I think you would have had a better time. That helps a lot, big time.
Oh yeah. Nah, I enjoyed, but just I had some definitely linked up with some people out there. I linked up with Sean, the creator. He's huge out there. Linked up with my other boy, Dave. It was cool, but just like I said, after 3 years in Dominican Republic, it was like, and I'm like over that type of atmosphere.
and there's one thing I just want to piggyback off of what No Reservation said. So I don't know if you guys ever heard of an event called Mundo Lingo. It's all over the world, but Brazil does them too. I know Rio was doing them. I went to an event in Ipanema last year, but I think they closed that spot down. So I think they got one in Botafogo and some other areas. So if you guys want to link up with other expats, there's also Brazilian girls that go to these events that speak English that are like looking for gringos. You could go to those type of events as well.
So okay. So how often do those events actually happen? Like, is it once a year? Is it a couple of times a year?
Every week.
Like, what type of event is this?
So this happens every week, and think of it almost as a language exchange type of event.
That's right. Okay. So it's like a language exchange. Okay.
Yeah, but it's also kind of like a party almost, like you're going to the club because it's hosted in a bar. So they got drinks there, and they got like people vibing from all around the world. I met a Russian girl there that happened to be in Brazil. I don't know how, but she was there, and I met a ton of Brazilian girls there.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of like the there's like a language exchange in
Colombia.
Medellin.
Yeah,
and they do it like every Tuesday, every Wednesday. But it's like it's like a bar or whatever, you know what I mean? And so like you have some locals that come in there, and then you have some expats that come in there. So it's a bar, like you hang out or whatever. So it's kind of like what you're explaining. And then I remember the very first time I went to Colombia, we went to a Flyboy, and I went to a festival de Barranquilla, and we went to this language exchange, and it was at a bar, but it was a little bit more festive due to the fact that it was a Carnival de Barranquilla. So you had all Colombians from all over the world going to Barranquilla. So like it was the bar was freaking packed, man. So yeah, it was definitely a good time.
Nice.
Chopper, thank you. Oh, you go first.
Go ahead. I had a question for Chopper. So how did you get acclimated to Sao Paulo? Like how'd you hit the ground running? Because obviously you like it there better. What was the difference in adjusting?
All right. So when I moved to Sao Paulo, I never visited. Like I did 2 months in Rio, went back to Santiago, sold my stuff, packed up, and hopped on a one-way to Sao Paulo. I think when I came to Sao Paulo, I knew one person that I had met in Rio. And then from then I was just going out, meeting people. But I already felt like comfortable with it because, I'm from New York, and infrastructure is like Kings was saying earlier, just very great city-like infrastructure. Mm-hmm. So it was fairly easy. It felt more like at home.
Right.
So it was very easy to get acclimated, and there's more to do here. Like, in terms of the services, the people, the infrastructure, definitely come across more expats that live here. Like, they have like American private schools here. They have the big consulates, the American businesses like the Meta and all that stuff. So it was easy for me to get like acclimated here. And then once I learned the language, it was just took off from there.
That's what's up.
Yeah, let me get to a couple of more of these chats, and then I have some more questions for you fellas. All right. I think Spanish is hard enough. The Portuguese is a beautiful language. Um, hope to get conversation in both.
Yeah, man. Practice it every single day, man. One thing that actually helped me out with Portuguese was I listened to a lot of Brazilian music. So listen to it over and over and over. Another thing was I made a lot of friends from Brazil, and I tell them like the rule is you can only speak to me in Portuguese. So that's another thing. You get used to seeing Portuguese, hearing it. Because in my opinion, the most important thing when learning a new language is understanding it, not really speaking it, but understanding it. If you can understand it, that's half the battle. If you know a little bit of Portuguese, you can at least formulate something to respond back. But the main thing is understanding, because if you can't understand, you can't reply. So that's my main thing, is try to understand as much as you can.
I do want to add on to that though, to be where you are with that though, be careful, because in Rio is more acceptable. I got away with Spanish in Rio because it's more touristy, but in other parts of Brazil, if you try to speak Spanish with a Brazilian, they take offense. Disrespect. So be careful with that. I don't want people coming down here thinking like, yeah, I could get away with Spanish all over Brazil. It'll backfire on you.
But you know what's something else? Sometimes I would do it as an experiment. Sometimes I would speak to them in Spanish to see if they pick up on it, and sometimes they would even pick up on it. They'd be like, "Oh, that's great Portuguese," and I would tell them, "Nah, that's not Portuguese, that's Spanish." But sometimes you can't even tell the difference because a lot of the words are the same. But I get what you mean, because I actually had a couple people get offended, and they're like, "Oh no, we don't speak Spanish here." I'm like, "Yeah, I know that, but I'm speaking to you in Spanish because you're not going to understand English. At least with Spanish, you'll be able to understand it more." That's the only reason I'm speaking them in Spanish.
Hey, to be honest, you might get away. Well, it all depends where you go, because Portuguese, it has words in English, but just a different accent, different pronunciation. So you could get away with some things.
Well, one of them is film me. They say film me, so film me like for a movie. So it's like the same thing as film, but they say film me, so it's pronounced. Yeah, so I get what you mean.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so J. Clyde says, when I first went to Brazil, there weren't even smartphones. There weren't even smartphones out like that to do real-time translations. Man, so you really got it out the mud, J. Clyde. Okay, I respect it. Oh boy. I always hear this one all the time, and you spelled Colombia wrong, my boy. Come on, man. What are we doing? All right, so shout out to Time Travel, Brazil or Colombia. Yo, now Colombians get offended by that. They actually got a shirt. They actually got a shirt that says Colombia, like instead of Colombia. But I don't like this, man, because I like both. I mean, I'm still the Colombian guy. As I said before you got on here, Chapapa, I was saying Brazil is kind of tugging on Colombia's cape, but I'm saying I'm still the Colombian guy, though.
Not for long.
A couple more visits.
It's gonna sway you the other way.
I like both, man. I like both.
You know how I move, Kings. You know how I move. So I'm gonna say Colombia got it. Colombia is better than Brazil. Yeah, don't waste your time coming to Brazil.
I see what he's doing.
Yeah.
I see what he's doing.
I ain't missing nothing.
That's funny.
Oh man. Haitian
Yo, Haitian, what up? Yep.
Where would you suggest if I'm going to Sao Paulo, for a week or something? Where you suggested set up shop at?
It all depends what you're trying to get into, but a good would be Zona Sul.
I think
or Zona Sul. It's
more because you kind of cutting out, bro.
My fault. Let me see. I get me now?
Yeah, we could hear you, but like it was just that like we would hear like some words, so you was like kind of cutting in and out. Yeah, so just start your answer over again, bro, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so you got Zona Sul. That's considered more the cheeky part of Sao Paulo. Like if you, that's like I reckon that if you have like zero Portuguese and really know much about the area, you have more towards like central Sao Paulo, be a little bit cheaper. Philly was staying around Villa Madalena, but
Villa
me
Madalena.
that's like a little too. It's like Park Central, so you might like it. You rock with Villa Madalena, but for me, when I first came to Sao Paulo, I was in like around the central area, so I was in Bella Vista. The apartment was cool. I wasn't too far from Rua Augusta, Avenida Paulista. So you could set up on Paulista also. So you really got some options.
Okay, because I'm from Jersey, but I spent some time in New York. So what you were saying about how like it's similar, I can see how I like it too. It's like a concrete jungle as well.
Yeah, like if you're from like New York City, North Jersey,
Yeah.
well, obviously Philly Dom's from Philly, like you know what I mean. So
Mm.
like we all know like how the metropolitan area looks. So like and we've all been to Sao Paulo, like you know what I mean. Like it looks so familiar. It looked like home. Like I think that's one of the reasons why I do like Medellin a lot because like the infrastructure reminds me a lot of like New York. You know, so
Oh,
it's very familiar to me.
that's what's up.
Yeah. Gringos Tuesdays in Medellin, yes. Salute chat. I always say comparison is the thief of joy. Yeah, I saw that you posted that in a group that we in. I'm not gonna say it publicly, but there's a group that I think that most of us are in on Facebook, and I'll leave it there. But yeah, I saw that you posted that, J. Clyde. All right. Big Cat Kings and Dreams in chat. What's good? What's going on, man? What's going on, man? Definitely appreciate you. All right. So my next question is that you know what was the best date that you have been on? And I'll actually let me start with Cha Papa, and then I'll go Philly, and then I'll go No Reservations, and then I'll end it with you, Jamie. So Cha Papa, you first. What was the best date that you've been on since you've been in Brazil?
Uh, can't say it's the best date, but I want to say it's a good dating experience because
Okay.
there's one thing. There's one thing that I learned about Brazilian women is if they truly like you, they will go above and beyond. You know what their means. I once dated a girl. Like our second date, she took me to a soccer game. Got the tickets, got train stuff, um, took care of everything. I dated girls who like pick up or they choose the restaurant or they were like, hey, I'll cook or simple stuff like, hey, let's go to the park, let's go to this little boteco, this bar. So my dating experiences like have varied in different but good ways. All depends on the woman.
Okay. So you kind of cut in there, but I'm gonna piece it together. I think I understood what you had said, and but you said that for the second date, you guys went to a football game, so she had bought the tickets. So she had picked out like the restaurant where you guys are gonna go to. So she went like above and beyond. So she basically planned everything out. Am I accurate in that assessment?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, it's okay. It's just that your internet's cutting out a little bit, bro. All right, so
Yeah,
go ahead.
I'm in the back room, so the Wi-Fi having issues over here.
No worries, man. No worries, man. And then Philly, what was your best dating experience in Brazil?
Similar with Chopper saying. I dated a girl in Fortaleza. When we go out, she plans where we go, where we eat. She always tries to keep it within a budget. She doesn't try to overdo it. She's like really concerned about my pockets, like that I don't have to blow like money like that.
Yeah.
So I would say Fortaleza, man. Dating up in Fortaleza is the best date I ever had. in Brazil.
Okay. Well, so what did you guys do though?
Went to the movies. I forget what we saw. Went to the movies, and then we went out to eat. But I wanted to take her like to a fancy restaurant. She was like, "No, let's just eat in the mall." We ate at the mall in the food court.
There you go. Yep. There you go.
Like you could never pull that off with a girl in the States.
Oh hell no.
Oh man, she getting on Instagram and telling everybody what you did.
Oh
Right.
hell yeah. Hell yeah. She gonna be like, hey man, you saw that whole Cheesecake Factory thing that happened last year. She really went live. She went live and like the dude was still there and she was in the dude's car. I couldn't believe it.
Oh
like,
wow!
You trying to take me to Cheesecake Factory. I'm like, yo, Cheesecake
She went
Factory.
live on him on a date.
Huh?
She went live on him on why they was.
No, so okay, so what ended up happening? Oh man, I thought you had saw this, but so what ended up happening? She ended up going live.
Yeah.
She ended up going live. So she asked, "Hey, where are we going?" And so he says Cheesecake Factory. So now she's sitting in his car. She's sitting inside of his car.
Yeah.
And she's saying, "Oh, I can't believe this dude had the nerve to take me to, is trying to take me to the Cheesecake Factory." She didn't want to get out the car because because they have pulled up at the Cheesecake Factory. She literally did not want to get out the car. She's like, "Oh, I can't believe this. Nasty work." I'm like, yo, Cheesecake Factory ain't no slouch, man.
Right?
It ain't no slouch. That ain't no slouch. Like, yo, like I could, you know what I mean? Like, yo, like I could understand it if he like, no, if he had took her to like Denny's or something, you know what I mean? She like, well, damn, you know what I mean?
Right.
But yo, Cheesecake Factory ain't no slouch, bro. Yeah, it's a chain restaurant, but like you still could. Man, listen. All right, I went on a date with this. I went on a date with this girl. We went to Cheesecake Factory. We was rocking out for a little bit or whatever. But the first date, I spent about $100. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so like that's not nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah,
But I tell you this much, man. I've been on plenty of dates in Colombia and Brazil, and man, listen, man. Like, yo, first date be like $15. I'll be like, hallelujah. For real. All right. So Delane, what was your best date that you've had in Brazil?
The best date that I had in Brazil, I would say the first day, man. I was in Rio. The first time I was in Brazil was my first date.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the favelas.
Yeah.
And we rode on these bikes, and it was like a movie, man. It was like a movie set. I was kind of scared because of how the media portrays the favelas. You know, I thought it was going to be dangerous. People were just minding their business. You know what I mean? And she told me, don't take pictures. Don't pull your camera out. You know, respect the culture.
Yeah.
Got up to the steakhouse, and I don't even think it was that much. I think it was like maybe like $20, maybe 25, 30. I don't know. And
hey man, now we talking.
it was in am I saying this right, James? Vidigal?
Vidigal.
I know I'm saying it wrong. I knew it was wrong. Vidigal, and it was where the graffiti, where you can see all the graffiti at.
Yeah.
It was a vibe, man. It was a lot of romance in the air. You know, she was looking good. She was looking like a Brazilian Sierra.
A Brazilian what?
Sierra.
Oh, a Brazilian Sierra. Okay.
Yeah. She was like,
nice.
I call it Brazilian Sierra.
Nice.
It was
nice. I feel you, man. I feel you. And then Jamie, what about you?
All right, man. So listen, because Sao Paulo getting all the love right now, and I'm gonna add on to that. But basically, my best experience came in Sao Paulo. My best experience with women always came in Sao Paulo for some reason. I don't know what it is about that city. Yeah, like Rio, I had experiences like the Caipirinha girl, for example, but Sao Paulo for me was better when it came to my dating experiences.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, I met this girl called Bruna. If Bruna's watching this right now, shout out to you, homegirl. So basically, she came over to my place. I was in Pinheiros. So I don't know if you guys know Piñeros, the Piñeros neighborhood, but it's very nice. A lot of nice restaurants.
Yeah.
So I took this girl to a cheeseburger spot down the block.
Yeah.
The spot was probably only like $15 or so. It wasn't even that expensive. And homegirl was like a kid in a candy store. This girl was so impressed at the fact I took her to a cheeseburger place.
Yep.
Like we had a couple beers because Brazilian women, one thing I've learned about them is they love beer for some reason. They love beer. So we got a little lit off the beer. Afterwards, we went to a liquor store, got a couple more beer, went over back to my apartment. Let's just say things went down. But the crazy part was about Brazilian women was I didn't experience what a Brazilian kiss was until that moment. And let's just say, man, Brazilian girls, man, they love using tongue, man. It's insane. Like I didn't know it was like that, man. Like this girl, it was crazy. But let's just say, like a lot of making out was going on, and the guy in the front desk saw all of it. And the next day, I think he might have told all the front desk people about it. The next day, they were all like, "What the fuck?" They're all like judging me because of what happens. I guess it was like done publicly. So he was watching. I guess they probably saw on the cameras, and they all saw him the next day. They were all like judging me and shit. But that wasn't, huh?
Judging you about what?
About what was going down, because like this typical American comes out here and starts hooking up with a Brazilian girl over here in the front desk, like because we were by the front desk area, because I was waiting for an Uber. It was like 5 a.m. or so.
Okay, so they started judging you because y'all kissed,
bro. It wasn't any ordinary thing, bro. You know how it is in Brazil, bro. It was insane, bro. We were like hooking up like crazy.
It is kind of ordinary though.
I don't know, maybe not to them because they started looking at me all strange the next day.
It's super ordinary here. Super.
Yeah.
No, it's super ordinary. I don't know why they were acting like that though, but that was my first experience with a Brazilian kiss. I didn't even know what that was until that moment.
I think maybe dude thought like he liked her or something. I don't know, but
I don't know. They're all looking at me funny.
Like it's very ordinary because like if a woman likes you, like she'll kiss you like sooner rather than later. Oh wow, my man Tev is blow. My man Tev King, hold on, I gotta read these super chats. Shout out to my man Tev, yo. I appreciate you, bro. He says a little something for the collection plate. Unfortunately, I can't stick around because I'm on the job doing a double. Peace for now, brother. I'll be back in a while to catch the replay. Hey man, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. My man drops another 20. Salute Kings and Dreams, the brothers on the panel, and everyone in the chat. Crypto run, stock market up. Yes, absolutely. Man, listen, invest in that crypto for sure. The brother YouTube has been hiding the notification. Every time you go live, post a video, I don't receive a notification until 2 hours later. Yeah, guys. So make sure that what you're doing is you are hitting your you're hitting the notification bell. So hit the notification bell off and then press it again. For whatever reason, like they're doing that. I don't know if it's like the content or something like that, but yeah, they do that bullshit with us, man. So I know we're all content creators. So just make sure like y'all telling y'all people like uncheck the notification bell and then check it back. So then this way people can start to get the notifications. But thank you for that. Oh shit, Yoga's in the building. What's going on, Yoga? Salute to you, man.
Yoga.
Salute to you. All right, so my next question is, and I'll run it back with you, Jamie. So what would you say is the 3 best qualities that you've noticed in a Brazilian woman?
Well, I gotta say, personality is one.
Mm-hmm.
They have, like I said before, they have a very upbeat, energetic, bubbly, warm, social like energy to them.
Yeah.
where you can literally take them with you anywhere and they'll vibe and people will like them. They just got that energy and that like that I don't know, I can't describe it, but maybe Philly Dom knows what I'm talking about. But you take them anywhere with you and people are looking, like people are like, you know, fucking with them because they're so cool. So I would say that's one. Two, I would say another good quality about them is they're very passionate. If you know what I mean, they're extremely passionate. Like that whole Brazilian kiss stuff, like I was like, wow, this is insane. Like, you know, so I gotta say that the passion. And number three, what would I have to say about that one? I would have to say number three, they're good cooks. I'll give it to them. They're good cooks. So I would say they're very good in the kitchen. I was trying to come up with another one, but I couldn't really think of one on the fly. But I would say the first two, especially, man, it sticks out. The first two.
Absolutely. And then I'll go to you, Chapapa.
Yeah.
We're still having some internet connectivity issues.
If he logs out and logs back in, I think he might be able to reset.
Yeah, try to log out and then log back in. So you see if that'll work, brother. All right, and then all right. So I will go with you, Philly Dom. Well, what are the three best qualities?
I think he's
all right. You're on mute. You're on mute. Hold on. I had put you on mute because your background was a little loud. But go
Sorry
ahead.
about that. Y'all had got some news. Okay.
Oh, no, you okay? Hopefully,
yeah. Everything is cool. Everything is cool.
Oh, okay. All right. Wanted to make sure it's good news, man.
Yeah, I'll tell y'all in a minute. But I did some news. Somebody told me.
Hopefully, the Knicks win tonight.
Right.
Hopefully they do, man. I'm with the Knicks to win. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the Brazilian women, they're very confident. They got a confidence about them. They got vibrant personalities. They friendly. They have friendliness. Like the other guy was saying, he was just saying like how they you can put them around any of your friends, any of your people, and they're easy to get along with. You can't do that with all women. You can't put them around certain people. You got like, damn, I got my girl, but I can't put her around my cousins. I can't put her around. But Brazilians, they match well with people. Like they really laid back and friendly and outgoing, warm-hearted. They just real chicks, man. They like real laid. I can't you say don't use the word laid back, but they real people, man. They like real genuine people. I say genuine. Let's say that. Yeah. Very genuine people, man. They're authentic. They're definitely. And it's actually from the heart. It's not just like they're not putting on the show. You got, we all from the States. In the States, some females will put it on, and then they not like that all the time. Usually who they show you in the beginning, that's the woman they are. Like they don't switch up or flip flop on you.
Right. Yeah. I had a conversation. With Big Bro Andre Love Crossing Borders. A couple weeks back. We call that dark femininity. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like they show you that presentation of themselves in the beginning. You know what I mean? And then once you start to let your guard out a little bit, that's the nose dive.
Like boom.
Right.
Who is this person?
Right. Exactly. Like, yeah, like who is this? All right. And then no reservations. What about you? The three best qualities.
Three best, without repeating what other people say, I would say strong family values.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that the same girl I was mentioning before, I talked to her parents, and she was really close to her family.
Yeah.
And I noticed that in a lot of Brazilian women, they're very strong family like orientation.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a big part of their culture. I'll say in Rio, they really about their fitness.
Yeah.
I like the
big time.
I think that's what draws me to Rio, but I'm curious about Sao Paulo after the stream now. But their confidence and like interest in fitness, like I love that. Like when a woman is into fitness, man.
Yeah. So chop up. What about what say you? What are the three best qualities that you've noticed in Brazilian women?
Oh, he's back.
I was going to say, how's the internet holding up so far?
It's holding up really well.
Perfect.
All right, cool, perfect. Yeah, I had to call my provider today actually because my um, speed has gone down. But if it's tough, man, because um, like I said, if they really like rock with you, then you have the the service like they're providing, like they're like really providing. I mean, like they give you their time, they give you their effort. Um, I noticed some of the fellas won't mention though that they could get jealous. Like I think in all of
I was, I
I
was,
thought that was a question. I thought he had it. I thought he had
I
that
was,
question coming.
I was
He
waiting
said-
for all of y'all to go, and I was definitely about
Nah,
to go there.
I
Yeah,
would
he
say-
said 3 positives. So
I thought Dominican women were like jealous. Nah, bro, Brazilian take it, but they cool though. Cause I remember I went to Florianopolis and while I was waiting for my Airbnb, like one let me kick it at her house with my suitcase, made me breakfast, and then after that took me to the beach. I dated here seriously, and I've had like things where it's like, hey, you need help making this appointment to that. So if like they're nurturing, right? If they really like you, they really rock you, they're nurturing.
Yeah,
They don't withhold, right?
yeah,
If they like you, they're not gonna make you work, and I appreciate that. They're conscious of situations. So it's I can't give it all away because every woman is a different experience, but it's the base. Like if she likes me, then I know I could get A through Z
right.
with a woman here.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. So I would say for me, definitely very attentive, like very very attentive. Like what I would say, like the fact that and very like attentive, like observant, like they kind of anticipate like your needs, like you know what I mean. Like they're like, oh, okay, like this dude. This dude needs to get active. You know what I'm saying? They just can kind of sense it on you. You know what I mean? Like, all right, this dude needs to get active. This dude need his stomach full. This dude need, you know what I mean? Whatever. But passionate. And yes, they definitely can get definitely like jealous for sure. Definitely jealous for sure. But I would say attentive, passionate, and the third one, I would say caring. But again, like these have to be women who like you, you know what I mean? But it's not necessarily hard to get a woman to, these women to like you. Like if you're one of those dudes that just think transactionally, then then you need to stick with like Coco Cabana, bro. You know what I mean? Nah, seriously. Because if you're a dude who just thinks transactionally, like you know what I mean, just stick with Coco Cabana, man. You know what I mean? Because like that's not gonna work for you outside of like that area. You know what I mean? And I think that what ends up happening, Philly Diamond, was something that you had said earlier, and I'm paraphrasing here, or was it you, Chop Papa? It might have been one of y'all two, but essentially what it was point and click. I forgot which one of y'all said that.
Chopper said that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you know what I mean? Because like like when you got like the cup of noodles and you know what I mean, you put it in the microwave for like 2 or 3 minutes or whatever, and it's nice and hot. Oh yeah, like you want the instant cup of noodles? Bring your ass to Coca Cabana Beach, my nigga. You know what I mean? That no, for real. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. You know what I mean? Like everybody on here know exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, that bro. People struggle, and like you'll have the people who go to Rio and they'll bash Sao Paulo or whatnot. People struggle because number one, they don't speak the language. Two, Sao Paulo is a whole different ball game, in terms of if women here get the gist that you don't live here or you just breezing through, it's going to be very, very hard to get a link up, to get dates. Like if you're not here at least 2 weeks, it's going to be hard. If you don't have the language, it's going to be hard. If you don't have some type of common sense to where you're not moving through like, hey, you know, it's Sao Paulo, it's point and click, it's Brazilian women, it's about to be easy, it's going to be hard. And this goes for every other city outside of Rio.
Mhm.
Like Philly could attest, you know, you go to Bahia, I could attest and Florianopolis and other parts of Sao Paulo, because people think Sao Paulo is just Sao Paulo City, where it's just the buildings and Pinheiros. Nah, Sao Paulo is a state.
Yeah.
And Sao Paulo City is like, they call it Sao Paulo capital. Sao Paulo's a state. Sao Paulo is huge, bro.
Yeah.
Like, just to get out of Sao Paulo, it'll probably take like 6 hours driving.
Yeah.
Like Sao Paulo is huge, and you have these other cities where they just move differently compared to what you would see on the internet or what guys would tell you or what you would see from Rio. So
Right.
People can't get it twisted that Rio is Brazil. Rio's not Brazil. Rio's like the multiverse compared to the rest of the people can't.
Yeah, that's actually a really good analogy right there. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's actually a really good analogy. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, I think that what ends up happening, like, you know, with a lot of these point and click guys, like they do the same thing in Colombia, like, you know what I mean? Like they do the same, you know, like it's you know, Cartagena or Medellin, you know, Cartagena and Medellin, that's not Colombia, you know what I mean? Like, you know, Rio de Janeiro, like Copacabana Beach or whatever, you know what I mean? That's not, you know, that's not Brazil. Like people forget like how huge Brazil is. I think Brazil is like what, like 2/3 of the United States.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking huge.
Now you could fit several countries in Brazil, including the U.S. So like there's a, if you go on the internet, there's a map of all the countries that could fit in Brazil. You could fit a lot of countries in Brazil.
Wait, are you saying that that Brazil is bigger than the United States?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Okay, I you know, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I thought it was like 2/3 like of the size of the United States. But I have to look at that because when I looked at it, like I saw like Brazil was freaking huge, but I did not know you could fit all of the United States inside of Brazil. Like that's crazy. But now thinking about it, because you just said it takes 6 hours just to get out of Sao Paulo. Like that's far.
Let me see if I could find it for you.
And I could attest to it a little bit because, you know, I take the bus around the country. I don't fly like that. I fly every now and then in Brazil, but I bus it. So like, say if I'm in Sao Paulo, I was in Sao Paulo, I bused to Salvador Bahia. That was 2 days on the bus, man.
Oh, okay.
And the bus might have stopped maybe 10 times, drop people off, gas up and keep pushing. It took 2 days. One time I was in Fortaleza, I bused from Fortaleza to Rio. It took 3 days on the bus.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I'm looking at it right now. Hold on.
You see that link I sent you?
Yeah. Who sent that link? Was that Chapapa?
No, I put it in a private chat. It was like
that was you, Delane. Hold on. All right,
Yes.
so let me share my screen actually, so people can actually see. This is
I found one you could fit like most of the European countries in there.
okay. So this is all right. So like the lighter color is the United States. The red is Brazil. Like wow, look at that. Look at that. I mean, it's pretty much. I mean, I don't think you fit the whole, but I mean, you damn near can. Look how big that is.
Yeah, it fits it.
Wow, this is crazy work.
Yeah, and that's still It's including like that upper part like connected to Canada.
Yeah, so
And-
like if you because this part right here, can you guys see me moving my mouse?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this right here, so this is the Canadian line right here. So this is going into this is like Vancouverish area right here.
Whistler. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Whistler.
so if you cut this part out right here, this would basically kind of cover all of California. So really, you just got like Florida, really, and then
and the Gulf in the bottom part. There's no land there.
yeah. So, oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, so you got to wait a minute. That's right. So
There's no
yeah,
land
so you
there.
take
So
this out.
You take
Oh,
that part
yeah,
that covers the left side of
Yes.
California and everything.
Yeah, so wait, so this part, I would use this part here. This takes care of California.
Yeah.
Then you got Florida right here, and then this is probably what like Alabama, Louisiana, which, and then up here you got what's this like Maine, Vermont, or whatever. Yeah, wow, it is bigger. Pause, but like wow, that's crazy. What? I'm a New
It's
Yorker.
bigger.
My bad, B. I'm a New Yorker. But I'm serious though. Like that's like that's crazy though. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, it's big though.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. That's I'm shocked. I'm shocked. So Brazil is bigger than the United States, man. Brazil is bigger than the United States. So for all of you point and click guys, and you guys have this thing about you say Brazil and all of this, and all you guys are going to Copacabana Beach. You know what I mean? You basically throwing a pebble in a huge ass pond, man. You know what I mean? So you guys stop the bullshit. Stop it. No, I'm serious. Like that's crazy. That's
It's
crazy.
not.
Now,
That's
wrong message, yo. Rio's where it's at, everybody.
Oh man.
Oh, okay. He's El Patron. El Patron. He says Alaska is huge though, but okay. So, but I still think okay. So you don't see Alaska and you don't see Hawaii on there. Fair enough, but I'm gonna pull it up again. I'm gonna pull it up.
Alaska. You can put Alaska in there. Alaska fit right
Yeah,
there.
because okay, look. All right, all right. So you got a lot. So yeah, so Alaska is over here somewhere, and then Hawaii's like right here, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
So and then we got Puerto Rico, but Puerto Rico little as hell. Like I mean, come on, man. Like
That's Connecticut.
yeah,
It's Connecticut.
Yo, for real. Well, I mean, like my country's just about the size of Connecticut, Jamaica.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So nah, I'm gonna still stand on business and say that Brazil is bigger than the United States.
Yeah.
I'm still stand on that. Definitely gonna stand on that.
I was gonna say it's up to a point where Philly been here long enough where it's like, yo, you'd even want to, because I lived in DR. I want to say I lived in DR I got there from the peak starting to the downfall.
Uh-huh.
And what brought the downfall in DR was the internet.
Yeah.
The internet, and on top of being right next to the States, brought the downfall of DR. Even up to a point now, Philly, correct me if I'm wrong, you don't even telecast like, yo, come to Salvador Bahia, I'm here there. You just
No, I don't never tell them. I don't never tell nobody. Don't come to Fortaleza. That's the worst place in the world. Never come there, never, ever.
No, you know what, but you know what, I have to agree like with what Chapapa is saying because due to the fact that Dominican Republic is close to the United States, like like so sewer became so sewer. You know what I mean? Nah, for real. You know what I mean? I mean, yo, listen, like, yo, Jamie, you Dominican.
I'm
like,
Dominican.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm sure your people back home.
I mean-
be like, yo, like these fucking gringos be fucking
King,
shit up.
look at it this way, man. I'm Dominican. I love the DR, right? I love the DR, but I still prefer Brazil over DR. That's the crazy part.
Right, I feel you, man. Bobby Rel Entertainment says I've been here 8 months and I love Rio de Janeiro. All right, shout out to you, Bobby. I feel you. Coach says check your Cash App. Oh man, hey man, thank you so much for the $5, my brother. I definitely appreciate you. My man Tim Howard here is in the building. He said Brazil got the Brazilian flag here. Hey man, you know we just having a conversation with the fellas, man. But you know, for those who missed it, y'all may want to rewind it after this live stream. I'm not gonna pull up the flag again. I mean, yeah, the flag, not the flag, the map again. But Brazil is bigger than the United States. So there's that, man. There is that. So I'm shocked. I'm floored. But shit. Yeah, so yo, because I couldn't believe it. Like I thought I was saying that it was 2/3 the size. I always thought, you know what I mean, like maybe you had like, you know, 10 or 15 states of the United States that was like left over. Brazil said, we taking all of that. You know what I mean? Pull out the Thanos gauntlet, was like, it's over, United States. We got you.
Pretty much.
But you know, so my next question to you guys, and I'll start with you, Chapapa, because you have mentioned with the jealousy. What are some potential watch-outs for guys dating Brazilian women besides the jealousy?
All right, so I'm not gonna paint it to be rainbows, but I would say for here in Sao Paulo, but it might be a Brazil thing. There is a huge problem. I mean, it's embedded in the culture when it comes to ghosting. So guys need to be aware, like, hey, everything could be sunshine and rainbows for 2 days, and then that third day, bop. It's like that person didn't even exist. It's like you didn't exist. That's one thing I've noticed here in Brazil. They're not big on communication, right? It's a lot of, in Portuguese they call it enrolando, right? It's a lot of beating around the bush. It's never really something too direct. Rightfully, like it's not yes or no. It's like vamos ver, or
yeah, they like laid back. If I could do it, or maybe, like, you never know.
Yeah, they have problems being direct and saying no, and that's been one of my issues here, especially with women, because I'm like straightforward. I'm simple. I don't like to waste my time. I get straight to the point. I'm like, yo, shorty, it's this or that.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Okay. And then I'll go with Jamie.
I have a couple. So just to piggyback off of what he said, I thought what he said was facts. I mean, there is a huge ghosting culture out there where everything will go great for a couple weeks, then they disappear. They pop up on Instagram again, and you find out they're engaged to someone else. You're like, what the fuck is happening?
Oh shit!
This happened.
I swear to God, I made a Patreon video about that shit, bro. I was talking to this girl from Florianopolis, Batty, the baddest girl I've ever met in Brazil, and that's saying something because you've seen the girls I've interviewed, Kings.
Yeah, and
things were going great, and then and then this girl just disappeared out of nowhere. I thought I said something disrespectful, because I didn't really understand Portuguese at that time. Maybe I said something disrespectful to her in Portuguese, but I was like, nah, I don't think I did. And the girl just disappeared. A couple weeks later, her Instagram comes back up, and I see her like engaged to this one guy. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, You were just talking to me. Now you're talking to him. That you engaged. Like, what's going on? So you probably been talking to him this entire time.
Yeah.
And that segues me to my next point is, and I love Brazilian women. All right, I'm not trying to paint them as bad people. That's not what I'm trying to say. But you know, we're talking about downsides. I mean, they date a lot. They date a lot, and in my opinion, they might date a little bit more than American women do. Like they're dating multiple guys at one time. And the thing is, you might think that you're serious with them, but you're not. You know what I mean? There's a term in Brazil called ficante, which is basically like a situationship type of a thing, where you guys are like seeing each other, you're messing around, but you're not serious. And a lot of guys get stuck in that ficante zone. You know what I mean? So if you were the type of guy that you're trying to actually seriously date a woman, just know that's the thing out there.
Okay,
especially
but you're not cuffing. I understood.
You know, yeah, I'm not cuffing, but I'm just saying for you guys are actually trying
So
to
they legit have it's the term ficante is literally friends with benefits.
Yeah.
Colorful friends.
It's literally
Right. Right. So you fucking, but you're not cuffing.
Yeah, it's the formal way to say like, hey, we fucking, but we're not serious.
Yeah, I got you.
Very
yeah.
formal.
So I'll look out for that word. If I ever hear that word, I'm like, oh, all right. I'm like, oh, all right. I'm gonna keep it moving.
Nah, bro, I've been hit with that like so many times. Like I don't know if you've seen like my last few posts on the Chop About TV Instagram, but those have been ficantes where it's like straight up girls. It's like, yo, this is what it is. I want you as this. I want you as that. And I basically have no say in it. So luckily for them, I'm at that space where it's like, yo, I just roll with the punches. It is what it is. I don't want nothing serious.
Yeah.
But it's a funny situation where a girl's just like, yo, I want to go out. I want to have sex exclusively with only you, but we ain't nothing. And that's the weird part of communication, because they could communicate that, but like when it comes to the more simple things that you want, like one-on-one communication, is all the enjolando.
So essentially they have like selective directiveness. Like so they're directed saying like what type of like relationship or non-relationship that they want, but like when it comes to other things that they don't know how to like stand on business. So they'll be like indirect. So like if you were to do something, that they didn't like, they wouldn't necessarily tell you that they have a problem with it. They would just like you would just see the you wouldn't even see you would only see the one check mark on WhatsApp. You would only see the one check mark in that shit.
Nah, I've had girls spaz out on me in Brazil.
Oh, for real?
I've had girls spaz like for little things, just even for an interview with another chick, they get jealous and start spazzing. You know what I mean? I've dealt with women that like aren't direct and they don't want to talk, but I've also dealt with the other side where they just come at you. Because some of them, that was another thing, is some of them do like to argue. So that's another thing I've encountered, is some of them do like an argument. So just thought I'd let you guys know about that too.
It depends on the state, because I've had experiences with girls from different states and they're more straight to the point and more chill. Sao Paulo is weird because Sao Paulo is basically the melting pot of Brazil.
I was gonna say
You have all these personalities. You have all these, because every state has its own personality. That's how big Brazil is. Like every state literally has their own personality, their own way they cook certain meals, their own way they party, their own way they do dates. So you have all that mixing in the aura of Sao Paulo. It could be good or bad, but like with my experience with like Florianopolis, I've had girls who were cool and got straight to the point. What it is, they ain't have to sugarcoat nothing, and dope experiences depending where you go. But Brazil ain't just Sao Paulo and Rio. But if you want to do Brazil the right way, I suggest you go to Rio and you stay there. Rio.
Oh man. And then so no reservations. What about you, man? What would you say? What would you say is some potential watch outs?
I would say punctuality, specifically in Rio, being on time. This is something that I had to learn over time, where I would say, "Hey, let's meet at 6," and she may show up at 7, and I'm gone because I'm just like I'm not waiting around. Dating in New York, I give them 15 minutes. If they text me, let me know. After a while, I figured out that's just the culture, and I can't take it personal. But that is a potential watch out. Punctuality and time. They have like a different perception of how black people like they call it colored people time.
Yeah, CP time. Yeah,
CP time. Well, they got Brazilian time, and they have they're just more flexible with time.
You call it flexible.
Yeah, they're super flexible with time.
I call it non-existent. They have no concept.
Yeah,
No concept, non-existent.
I just tell them, hey, let me know when you get there. That's how I handle that. There's ways to handle that.
Yeah.
Cultural differences. I would say sometimes it could be misunderstandings. Like if you say "for Pete's sakes," or if you say something that's an Americanism, they could take it literal. Or going back to the jealousy stuff, I would say like that's the biggest one. Like the more they like you, the easier they get jealous. I had one girl make up a girl in her mind that I was with, and I never was with her. Imaginary girl, and I'm just like, what are you talking about?
Damn.
Crazy. And then lastly, I would say emotional intensity. You get a lot of passion, and that can be channeled in good ways, but it can also be channeled with argumenting, disagreements. And if you're not cool, calm, and collective, if you're the wrong type of cat, you can take it real far. I'm pretty chill, so I don't really tip those scales like that. But they have like a domestic violence issue in Rio, where the men fight with their women. I don't condone that, but that is a thing. And I would say that emotional intensity, that passion, I would say that triggers it. But I try to stay pretty calm, so I'm pretty know how to handle those situations. So I would say that's it. Those are the main ones.
All right, and then what about you, Philly?
They very possessive. If they love you or they like you, they very possessive. I give y'all guys an example. When I had the visa situation 2 weeks ago, I get stuck at the border. I'm telling her I can't make it into Fortaleza. They might not let me make. She thinks I'm lying. She's like getting all upset, yelling with me. She made me put her on the phone with the immigration, and she argued with the immigration officers.
Damn.
She argued with the immigration officers.
Man, that is funny.
They was like, boy, you got fireworks on your hands. The officer was like, whew, you got something on your hands. But yeah, they just real passionate. Well, I mean, real possessive. So that can get a little out of hand if you don't know how to deal with that.
Right.
So that's something else to add on to it. The possessiveness.
And that would throw some guys off, because some guys, especially coming from the States, ain't been exposed to like that type of mistake that culture, but they might mistake it for like love, like, oh, she's crazy about it because she loves me. This is how it's supposed to be. Nah, it ain't supposed to be like that. Like, like Philly say, they care up to a point, but it's up to you to, like, you still as a man gotta know how to manage that correctly and set your boundaries and set your limits and make it work for you.
Yeah.
Right. Like my ex, right? I went to Liberdade with another girl. We had already broken up, and then I see one of my ex's friends, and about, I kid you not, like 8 minutes later, I'm getting a call from my ex-girlfriend, like, is that what it is? Is that what's going on? everything makes sense now. You're in Liberdaji with another girl, this and that. I'm like, first of all, you're not gonna call my phone like you pay my bills. You're not gonna call me like you pay my rent here. Second of all, the girl is gay. And she goes, oh. Okay.
She went Tupac on you.
She's like, oh.
Hit him up.
She's like, oh, okay then.
Claim.
He's like, okay then. Nah, man, that bro, and Philly, if they like you, bro, and you cut it off, they get toxic. They get nasty toxic. I mean, like 10 phone calls back to back to back. The messages,
wow.
It can get a little disastrous. But in every culture too, like I said, I'm not gonna paint Brazil to be sunshine and rainbows. You have your idiots too. I've come across my fair share of idiots here.
Wow.
Brazil, in terms of, you know, like dating, trying to get to know people, women trying me, like, yo, I've been here 3 years. I speak the language. You better off waiting at the terminal at the international airport and trying with the fresh sucker getting off the plane before you try some shit over here. So just it ain't on such a you still got to navigate, but it's good navigation. Like I would rather navigate here than navigating like say Colombia or in DR.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely understand what you're saying there. You know what I mean? You know, I think in no matter what culture, right? Like the thing is that and somehow, some way, women are going to be women. And what I mean by that is like, you know, women are gonna be jealous. You know, obviously there's different levels of escalation, right, depending on the culture. But women are gonna be jealous. Women are gonna, you know, complain about something. You know what I mean? I just think that that's just like a part of like some women, you know, women's nature. You know what I mean? So like you have to take the good things with the not so good things. And I would, you know, I wouldn't necessarily say like I wouldn't necessarily say put like Colombia in it, but I would say maybe maybe Dominican Republic. You know what I mean? But I haven't really had bad experiences in Dominican Republic though. You know, but I haven't. But in fairness, I have not been an expat like how you were, Chop Papa. You know what I mean? So like you or us. You know what I mean? Because man, Taylor Made and I know you. Like you guys have told me some serious horror stories, man.
Nah, it's different living as opposed to just being there for like, you know, a few weeks or a month. But somebody on the panel said this earlier, like, yeah, the thought just escaped me. Like you'd rather deal with Brazilian women as opposed to other Latin women. Mm-hmm. I had an experience here in Brazil with some women from, I think, Paraguay. And while they were giving me vibes, I'm like, yo, this is just so boring to me. Like compared to if I was at a bar with Brazilian women. Yep. Because I feel now with like, you know, the surrounding Spanish countries or the Spanish speaking women, the game level is so much higher as opposed to like having to navigate and do this and do that, even if they're feeling you, bro. And I'm like, nah, I never have to go through this with a Brazilian woman. Like what you're doing now, like you're trying to make me run down a football field for when I could just play half court and get the same result faster. Wow. So like my positive interactions with Brazilian women have spoiled me with women of other cultures.
And see, and to that point, and I'll actually excuse me, start with you on no reservations. So you know, and I know that you've been to a bunch of other countries. So would you say what Chapapa just said, like that your interactions with Brazilian women, things seem to go a lot smoother and quicker, like to your benefit, as opposed to like kind of navigating around like these conversations and getting to know other women from other races, cultures, and things of that sort?
I've been to Brazil twice, and the time that I've been there, I think both times I've been to Rio and Brasilia. Or I'll say the first time I was there for a month, the second time I was there for a month again. I didn't really have a lot of time with. I did have a lot of time with one particular girl, and I noticed right off the bat, I liked her, she liked me, and there was no kidding around. So if we want to compare it to that sense, yes, because she was
that's exactly what I'm getting at.
Yeah, so we hit it off, and I was like, man, she's a great girl. So I kind of like spent most of my time with her during that trip, and I was okay with that.
Yeah.
And then we kept talking. I came back. We ended up taking a trip to Mexico together.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, and then at the end of that trip, we were still cool, but I noticed some cultural differences, and maybe that's like a Brazilian Rio thing. The things that she was displaying to me, and maybe that's just me being American trying to mesh with her and acquiesce to her cultural differences. So it was definitely, even though we were in a relationship, it felt like a relationship.
Yeah.
From the start, like from day one. Like I was like, "Oh, you're my wife," just joking around, and she was like, "Yeah, you're my husband," just joking around. And
yeah.
You can't really joke around like that. You can scare women off if you say stuff like that,
Yeah.
Many cultures.
Yeah.
But,
gotcha. So she took what you were saying seriously.
She was showing inherent interest from the get-go. It was like no playing games. And I was showing inherent interest. I was truly interested.
Yeah.
And could have went the distance, but I think that it's a saying, like if you want to really know how somebody really is, you got to live with them, or like just spend time with them day in, day out. And I think I saw a thing that I was like, I think she'd be great as a friend, or she'd be great as a friend with benefits. But I was like, as a relationship, I don't think it's going to work. I just saw things that didn't work with me.
Gotcha. And
but we're still cool, bro. But we're still cool.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you. I mean, as long as you guys are still cool, it's all good.
Yeah.
Now, Jamie, what about you?
Wait, so what was the question again, Kings? Was it about like dealing with Brazilian women?
Yes. So the question was places that you've traveled to, right? And so Chapapa was saying that, like, a comparison to places that he's traveled to, lived in Dominican Republic. He was saying that Brazilian women are easier to deal with. Essentially, there's not really much yellow tape that you have to deal with when it comes to Brazilian women, as opposed to women of other countries or other cultures. What say you to that?
Well, for me, like, I feel like I've said this before, but I feel like when I think about Brazilian women, I feel like Brazilian women were like, I feel like they were made for me in this sense. Like, I feel like I go very well with them. It's like peanut butter and jelly. It goes well together. Every time I'm around a Brazilian woman, it's fireworks. So it's not easy for me. I mean, it's very easy for me to like vibe with them, to do things, to handle them. I don't know. I feel like I vibe with them very, very well as compared to, let's just say, DR, where in my personal opinion, I've talked about this before, but as much as I love myself a good Dominican woman, I feel like the Dominican women could come off a bit more masculine, like very similar to American women. I've dealt with them all my life. So I feel like they can come off very masculine. They're always trying to like, I don't know. I'd rather deal with the Brazilian women, in my opinion. I feel like it always goes very well with them. I've had very good memories with them. So yeah, I think in comparison to other countries, I do very well with Brazil.
Okay. And then Philly, what about you?
Similar what he just said. Similar to what he just said. I feel like I match with them. Like that's my number one country. If somebody asks me what's the number one country for you to talk to females, I'll tell them Brazil. I don't know. I communicate well with them. I vibe well with them. Everything goes together well with them. I don't get no problems. But even when other guys came to travel to and hang out with me, they're like, "Damn, man, you shorties like you a lot. What are you saying to them? You don't even speak Portuguese like that." I just match well with them. Like, I can't explain it.
Yeah.
Chopper been around me. Chopper know me, and Chopper done chill. Chopper know me to chill.
Yeah, we done got some things in common.
Yeah, we done got some things.
Oh man,
Got about good time.
Yeah, some good times.
Oh man, them ICM boys running the clock.
Yeah, tearing up down there, boy. Brazil is an amazing place, man.
That's what's up,
Good
man.
vibes, bro.
Let me read some of these comments here, and then let me see. Okay, U.S. is 3.8 million square miles. Brazil is 3.3 million square miles. I mean, yeah, all right. So 5, yeah, but that's still like, bruh. I mean, now you kind of arguing like semantics. I get it, but like, dude, like, I mean, all right. So what? Like, you're like what? Shade off? That's still big, man. Is it cold weather in Sao Paulo? No. And you spell Paulo wrong, bro. Yeah, yoga in Thailand, man.
It's cold. It's cold for them. Like you go outside now, you see people with like bubble jackets on and shit. It's kind of like a fall. It's like a fall right now in the evening. It's their winter time. It's considered their winter time.
Yeah.
I could still go on like a short sleeve. And people would know, like, all right, this guy crazy or he not from here. But,
right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's their winter time considered.
Right. Y'all sleeping on Alaska. Huh?
I'll keep sleeping.
I mean, well, Philly know all about Alaska.
Yeah, I'm going up there in a couple of days. I should be going up there in a couple of days.
Oh, that's too cold. Now Yogi will be like, all right, that's
right, yeah, right. Yeah. Now we talking bringing out the North Face snorkel.
It's cold up there.
Right, right. You gonna have the shiesty on. Definitely make sure that you hit this like button. The like button is free 99. Make sure that you do share this content with as many people. Definitely appreciate y'all watching. You know, as I'm hanging out with my bros here, having this conversation about Brazil. Tim Howard laughing. Let's see. Oh, I don't mind that. Oh, I think he's talking about the friends with benefits.
Picanchi.
Yeah. Oh, it's called Picanchi, right? Picanchi. Dominican Republic has the same system. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yoga. Shout out to Yoga again.
I've never been to DR or Colombia.
What?
Yeah, I've been to like Australia.
What? Oh man, somebody booked this brother a flight.
Hey, I'm gonna get to Africa. Gotta give me some.
Fair enough. Oh, please do me a favor. Make sure that you do subscribe to my man Jamie Woods' channel, Travel and Motivation. Also, make sure No Reservations channel. Make sure that you do subscribe to him. My brother from another Chapapa TV, subscribe to him. And hold up, where is Philly? Y'all ain't put Philly up here? Hold up, where is Philly at? Can't do my man Philly like that.
Maybe they don't like me, man. They don't like me.
Nah, they rock with you, Philly. Oh, here we go. Make sure that you do subscribe to my man Philly Dom's channel, man. Definitely make sure that you guys check him out. Let me see. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So I was reading something that something in the back chat. Let's see. How big violation? We're good on Alaska. Oh, he said I'm driving voice text. Oh, okay. I got you. DR are definitely one of the most masculine women.
Yep.
Oh man.
That's
Okay.
kind of random for me. Yo, speaking of Latin, I just got to give a quick shout out. I don't know if y'all seen, but this man, Bad Bunny, about to come to Brazil for the first time next year.
Oh my God, it's about to be crazy.
And that's gonna be a movie.
Wow.
A movie. And it's happening. He's coming here literally 2 days like after Carnival ends.
Damn.
Wow.
So
Perfect timing.
Wait, where?
You know
where
what I'm trying to do, because my birthday's in February, but like maybe March, you know, 'cause I know Carnival, I know this year was in March, but I'm trying to go to festival at Barranquilla. I'm sorry, not Barranquilla, Sábado Bahia. Sábado Bahia. I definitely want to go to there. Shout out to my man Marty McFly, Jobless Gentleman's Journey. Says, yo, salute. Yes, Marty is actually in Sao Paulo as well, man. So
Rio.
yeah, so he lives here, man. Shout out to the panel, man. Shout out to you, brother. Black Man Travels is in here.
Salute.
Why is Marty not on the panel? He actually lives there and has real receipts. Well, Chapapa lives there too, and Marty does have the link. So there you go, Black Man Travels. I already took care of that, sir. I'm only messing with you. But oh, sorry, you live in Rio de Janeiro. Okay, my bad, bro. All right, yeah, but Marty has the link, so he can come on whenever he wants, man. I was trying to say. Oh, I was saying Alaska is why the U.S. is so big when we are comparing maps. I'm not trying to go there. Okay, he's not trying to go to Alaska. Let me come up. Got to turn on the computer. All right, cool, man. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, you could come up, man, because I was like 15 minutes away from closing everything out, bro. But yeah, you could definitely pull up, bro. Yeah, man. So what are some of the best places, like to, and I'll ask, and I guess this is more of a question for Philly and Chapapa, just due to the fact of like their longevity. What are some of the best places where like you can meet really good quality women like to date seriously in Brazil?
at their jobs.
What?
At their jobs.
Okay.
At their jobs, at their place of work. The gym is hit or miss because like all the Brazilians take care of their bodies here and their culture, but at the gym, you know, that's where you'll find the money makers or the online workers. Parks are good, libraries are good, bars and restaurants, supermarkets. Even like the other day, I met a girl. I scooped a girl just at her job, and she was selling like pastels. Pastels are like the Brazilian version of empanadas.
Yeah. What do they call it?
Pastel. Pastel.
Yeah, but so wait, okay. So I always get this mixed up. So is it Puerto Ricans that call it that pastels, or is it Dominican?
You're probably thinking pastelón.
Well, Puerto Ricans do say pastels. Dominicans we say empanadas.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, that's what I had thought. Yeah, because because I knew one of them said one or the other. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I always just say empanadas.
Me too.
Yeah. So, but pastel's like the what you would call the Brazilian empanada. But yeah, I would say at their job, because number one, if you meet them at their job, you already see what they do, what they got going on.
Right.
And if they could give you their number at the job, because it's been hit or miss for me. I've had girls be like, nah, I can't give it to you, or this and that. And the ones I know were like straight up interested, like, yo, I can't let this chance pass you by. They're like, yo, I'll give you my number, hit me up. So I like to get girls from their jobs.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know.
That's good to know. Yeah, man. Marty, I got you on here, so just
Hey,
check.
what's up, man? You can hear me? Everything's good?
Yes, sir. Can hear you. Just no video, but I can hear you though.
Oh yeah, I don't like I said, I just turned it on. I don't even have my camera set up.
What's good, Marty?
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing, man?
Yeah, everything is smooth, man. I'm just getting in for the night. And I was like, oh man, because I know I'm in a different time zone. So I was like, let me see if everything is still good with you.
Yeah. No worries, man. No worries, man. You know what I mean? You know, I know that, you know, you guys are 1 hour ahead of us, and then in November you guys will be 2 hours ahead of us.
Yeah, the daylight savings thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so tired of that nonsense, man.
Yeah, it'd be rough, especially for people I know on the West Coast. They're like 5-6 hours or something like that.
Oh yeah. So if you guys are 2 hours ahead, yeah. So West Coast is actually 5 hours behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. So yeah, well, at November they're 5 hours. Right now they're 4.
So what's the talking about? What's good?
Yeah, man. So we ran through what was the best date that you ever had in Brazil? And yeah, so you know, let's start there, man. Let's start there. So let me start picking your brain here, brother. So what was the best date that you ever had in Brazil?
Man, I can't tell you that stuff on live, man.
Hey, yo, keep it PG. Keep it PG.
Man,
this is
I tell you what.
This is not a Patreon or Rumble. Just keep it PG,
I tell you what, Bible study is fire.
Yeah. Oh man,
praising him. Nah, but I mean, listen. I mean, Brazil's a cool place. It's you can fall in some traps out here though. But if you can weave yourself from certain traps, I'm trying to be PG with it. You know, it takes a little bit of work, but once you get into your groove, things can get really good. You know.
Yeah. So let's kind of harp on some of those certain like traps, but let's keep it PG. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what are some of those traps? Because we did talk about like what are some potential watch outs when it comes to dating. So what would you say are some potential traps, you know, if you will, that people can fall into?
Traps. I mean, if you meet a girl and she's automatically trying to get you to take her out somewhere, if that's like a prerequisite for y'all actually getting to know each other, that's a trap. When you get above the 7.5s, in Rio, a lot of stuff is monetized. You gotta do like a cat fax on a lot of stuff because you know they're not necessarily street walkers, but understand the economy. A lot of people are doing strange things for change on the side unofficially, so you kind of have to do a little bit more research than usual, at least here, you know, because you just really cannot. You'll meet a nurse or you meet a pre-med student, and you know she'll be on VIP. You know, in the AM. Still, I'm just telling you real shit. You know, for those of you who know what that is, but I mean, you just gotta be real careful. And a lot of people get burnt out here quickly, so you gotta pace yourself. You know, the party's not going anywhere, fellas. You know, so you come down here, you relax, you get into your groove, like get into fitness. Learn the language. I'm still learning, struggling, but I'm still learning. But get into your groove and everything. It's not going anywhere, you know. So
yeah. So do you you know so one of the things you know Chop Papa had mentioned, like when it comes to Rio, especially like the Copacabana area.
Oh boy.
You know, essentially, you know, it's like this like point and click kind of like the microwave, how you get like the instant noodles, you know what I mean? You put it in the microwave or whatever, you know. And so since you live in Rio and you're talking about guys, you know, kind of getting burnt out and, you know, basically just going on playoff mode too hard, like what would you say to that?
I would say that'd be true. You know, first of all, being in Copa, first of all, I call it Crusty Copa. It'll be a high day in dawn when you ever catch me in Copa. I mean,
Yeah.
I have my skin boils when I'm in Copa. If I have to do something, I'm agitated, I'm irritated.
Yeah.
I just do not like Copa. That's just me. It's not, you know, but anything that you find over there is very sketchy, to say the least. Because in look at it like this, an economic standpoint, Copa's not necessarily cheap, right?
Yeah.
It is crusty in my opinion, but it's not cheap, right? So with that being said,
It's overrated.
if you got a woman who's 21 to 24-ish, she has an apartment somewhere by the beach, one would have to say, well, what are you doing to afford this? Because it's not cheap. And
right.
it wouldn't be even cheap by American standards. Even for like a nice 1-bedroom, it would cost something. And our money's 5 to 6, depending on, you know, how the economics break out for that month. So how are you affording this? So you really gotta, you know, because most Brazilians who are like karaoke's, they don't live and eat, dine in that area. That's a tourist area. So if a woman's young in there, you have to really question like how and why, you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so essentially you're talking about like a Tapiadora.
Yeah, P for P, GP, you know, different names.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing about here's the weird thing. The economy is so jacked up here. Anybody can be that. You can get a lawyer, you can get a doctor. I have some pre-med students that are like, hey, I need to start a privacy. Could you help me? And I'm like, wait, well, you studying? Like, yeah, I know, but the loans is killing me. I need to get out of this hole. So nobody's safe. So
damn.
It's the truth. I'm sorry to burst the bubble. I mean, we can go in a whole lot of other directions too, but I'm just staying on that one. A lot of dudes come down here and they think, you know, their swagnificance, they're gonna start kicking game. Nobody kicks game nowhere. There's no game in Rio. So those guys, yo man, you just gotta have game, man. Nah, man, you just gotta go up and like it's not what it is. Like, say for instance, a lot of times when you go to the beach, a lot of people are clicked up. Like usually, I mean, sometimes you'll have a singular one-offs here and there, but a lot of these girls go with their friends, guys and girls, as a crew to the beach. So imagine you coming to the beach as an outsider. What you gonna do? How you know the dynamics of that crew? You don't know who's with who.
You don't even speak the language.
And yeah, most times you don't even speak the language. You over there trying to kick your ones and twos. Meanwhile, your stuff is getting jacked by Rafa. He's running down the beach with your little radio and little table. You're like, you getting all jacked and like,
man.
Yo, it'd be hilarious. And see, the thing is, like, even down to what you wear. Dudes be coming down here with the shiny belt buckles, the big Guess prints on the t-shirts with the Nike shirt. Like, you look like a walking billboard. And they don't dress like that here. It's very dressed down casual. So you literally stand out like a sore thumb with your bright colors, and don't wear some jewelry like in a New York's fitted hat, Yankee hat. You know, like don't like you're asking to be robbed. You know, so but this happens every day. You know, guys come, they find out the hard way. It is what it is.
I feel you. Now, so you know, what would you say are like 3 good qualities of dating Brazilian women, and then what are some 3 potential watch outs? So let's go with the 3 good and then the 3 potential watch outs.
Okay. And I go through this on a daily.
Nah, it's all good. Nah, I'm trying to
I
bring
go through this on a
I
daily.
already asked everybody these
Yeah.
questions, so yeah, go ahead.
What you got to do, well, I can only just suggest, like for instance, you might have the capability to eat at a really cool, nice spot. You can, but it doesn't mean you should.
All
What
right.
I mean by that is because most of these girls don't have this capability from Monday to Friday. So if you meet a girl and she's saying, "Hey, take me to this," I just came from a nice restaurant, but like, all right, take me to this nice sushi place. She don't eat sushi on a daily. So you have to ask yourself, why is she requiring you to do that for y'all to just vibe? When
Right.
Rafa, who lives in the favela, he takes her to the food truck. And then he pipes her down in the back alleyway somewhere. Like that's how it happens. So you have to understand if she's not gonna chill with you, I don't know, my analogies be crazy. But if she's not gonna chill with you on some, hey, I just want to hang out with you, because if she's willing to do that and it's all love, then you can graduate to the next level. Okay, let's go somewhere a little bit nicer. And if she, shows and proves along the way, then you can go somewhere a little bit nicer. You don't just start out, let me show you that's where a lot of dudes mess up. And what else? If she actually cares about you, like if she checks in on you, like, hey, what are you doing? Did you eat today? Did you work out? You feeling good? If she cooks for you, that's another thing. You can put that in there, because most of these girls have to cook on their own. So if you buy the food, if she really messes with you, you be like, yo, what you want to eat? I'll buy the food. And if she really fucks with you, she'll come over and cook for both of y'all, and that could be the day. And now, if she's cool to do that, I'm not saying every single time, but if she's cool to do that once or twice before y'all really go and do something nice, yeah, she rocks with you.
Yeah, essentially, everybody on the panel pretty much said like the same thing. All right, now let's get to the potential watchouts. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to hear this one.
Yeah, I gotta keep this shit PG. I got some wild stories with the watchouts. If there's always a disaster. Oh, my grandmother blew up. The cat jumped off the building. Like,
bro, that's why I said videos like DR, bro.
I fell off the bike again.
They be doing the the hospital shit with the IV.
Man,
they be doing that shit in Rio. No.
Man, this is what I had. I had a girl, and I don't even, to this day, I don't know if she was lying or not. I had one girl send me pictures of her knees all jacked up, just jacked up. Oh, I fell off the bike. I had another girl. Her thing was for real though. She this is why I don't like taking bikes out here, by the way. She got into a bike accident, busted up her tooth, scraped her leg, but no, her shit is legit. I still actually, talked to her, and I actually helped her out because she was kind of jacked up. She had like her teeth. I don't even know what it's called, implant or some shit. Like, yeah, them bikes. I mean, some people like them. Every time I see somebody get injured, it's them bikes. But yeah, if it's always like an emergency situation, and every week you thought you solved the problem, but here go another 600 reais to fix some other. Yeah, you gotta get away from those. Nothing should cost nothing, because you got to understand how jacked the economy is here. Nobody got money, and I can tell you how. If you ever been to Krusty Copa, just walk around. What you're gonna see? You're gonna see most of the women kind of working, and most of the men just walking aimlessly. You're like, what are y'all niggas doing? They did not buying nothing. They just walking around, and that's usually how most of the women got. Nice little jobs, and the dudes are just out and about. There's no money moving, so I look at it like this: if Rafa don't have to do it, I'm not gonna do it.
Facts.
That's
facts though. That's fact.
I mean, if you earn it, that's different. If you earn it, there's always a spot for you at the table, right?
Right.
But I'm gonna have to put you through a couple of twists and turns before we get to that point. And each girl is different. You kind of have to feel it out.
Mhm.
But you gotta test these girls. You gotta do a research.
Mhm.
You gotta, if you're trying to like, be seen in public, because you know a lot of these dudes be holding hands and all smiling in the camera and shit. And it'd be like the town hall. You're like, niggas be smiling at you, but you don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be real careful. And anybody can get got. This is not to say that I got some superpower, because leave it to niggas. They tell you, I was from the womb. I was that nigga. Like, nah, like anybody can get.
That's yeah.
But niggas will tell you that, yo, I know how to move in these streets.
Anybody could get got out here, but what I noticed
but that's anywhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, it's not like a Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron. Like, yo, like they just come out the womb and being able to, you know what I mean? Like, yo, like Steph Curry, you think he just came out the womb shooting from the parking lot? Nah, you work on that for years. You know what I mean? How many air balls he done shot? You know what I'm saying? Like,
some of these guys get got on purpose.
Huh?
Some of these guys get got on purpose.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. Well, then that's their fuck up. But what I'm saying is that, essentially what I'm getting at is that, you know what I mean? Like, in order to have success, you have to embrace your failures.
Yeah, I failed a lot before I succeeded, so I totally understand that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, like if dude, like, yo, like I was just that dude from the beginning. Like, come on, man, that's cap. Like, nah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like, don't get me wrong, like, yo, like, for me talking to women, like now, like, I'm extremely comfortable. But like when I was much younger, or like middle school, going, about to go into high school. Like, yo, chicks would clown me because I was shy, I didn't know how to talk to girls, and I would be bubbling over my words and shit like that. But you know what I mean? Like, I grew confidence because I kept making the attempt, even though I was fucking up. But you know what I mean? Like, I can't just say I came out the womb and was like, yo, man, I was able to bag like 20 bitches today. Like, what? Like, no, I had to be able to make those failures. You know what I mean?
Now, here's another thing, and niggas in the audience might understand this shit. But here's another thing to look out for, to know whether you in that pocket or not. If you can get a picture of her where you don't have to sneak the shit off, because a lot of people be taking pictures like they like Batman around the corner and shit, like like when she's not even expecting shit. Like, no. I mean, if she can sit down at a table or wherever you're at, yo, let's do a selfie. If she don't be like trying to cover her face and run away from you, you good. If she trying to move away, there's an issue. Houston, we have a problem.
Right.
So that's another thing. That's a test. Because the thing is, if a chick is moving a certain way and she don't really rock with you, she don't want to let nobody know I was here. Right. That's another thing. But if she fuck with you and she on your wavelength, she do the lean in.
Yep.
Y'all know what the lean in is, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So if you get a foreign chick to lean in, to take pictures, to because a lot of times they go out to dinners, they don't tag who they with and stuff. But if y'all out and she, I'm here with you, then you good. But if she don't have that type of energy, you already know.
If she don't lean in or whatever, or like you could kind of see, like, you know what I mean, like either like she trying to like cover her face, or like she don't really seem like really energetic about taking a picture. Like, it's over, bro. You got to move on. You know what I mean? So if you at the restaurant with her or whatever, like, listen, shorty, enjoy that nice steak. You ain't never gonna see me again. That's it. You know what I mean? That's it. But for real, like, you know what I mean? Because like the thing is, like for me, I'm really good when it comes to body language, especially like when it comes to women. Like, so when you mention like the lean in, or like if a woman likes you, you know what I mean? Like, like she usually like will flick her hair, or like if she's ready for you to kiss her, like she'll actually like preen herself up You know what I mean? So, and those are just little telltale signs that, you know what I mean, that she's into you. But like what Marty was saying, like, yo, like if she like not really like feeling the picture or whatever, or she like, you know what I mean, covering her face like that, that's nasty work, son. You better get out of there. You better get out of there.
Yeah, and we actually gonna be hitting Columbia very soon. I ain't gonna give the exact date away, but
yeah, hit me hit me on WhatsApp and let me know, man. What part of Columbia you going to?
You know, of course, Medellin.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, let me know, man. Let me know.
Yeah,
now go ahead, Marty.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been there, but the since I've last been there, and this whole OnlyFans thing then took, you know, because Latin America is always late to party with that type of stuff.
Right.
So when I was over there years ago, this is back when OF first started. I'm like, oh, you don't got an OF? No, what is that? I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. I came back, more had it. Now it's exploded. So all the girls that I was shooting before are like, oh, when are you coming back? Look, yo. So now I'm gearing up. It's about to be crazy when I get back there. It's gonna be a movie.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Now let me
hold on, Greg.
You were about to say something. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm about to hop off. So I don't know if you had like any last things you wanted to remind me, but I'm about to head out, chat.
Yeah, no, well, I was gonna so actually, you know, so what would you say your overall thoughts about dating in Brazil? You know, your overall thoughts. And I'm gonna give you a solo layout. Go ahead, man. Talk your thing, brother.
My overall thoughts in dating Brazil: number one, you gotta have the language. If you want a legit experience, a real experience where, like Marty was saying, it's not just coming off the pockets, like, you know, where you could take them, what you could do for them. You gotta have the language. You gotta have the language to communicate, because it ain't always gonna be sunshine. You gotta communicate. You gotta like hold your ground, and you gotta know your way about. You gotta adapt. You gotta be able to adapt, and you just gotta leave like some of the American bullshit behind, and like don't do what Hoffa wouldn't do. Right? They gotta earn it. Wherever you go in life, like Jorge would say, you give people what they earn in these countries, and that don't change. You stick to those rules. You stick to like what you know, and you'll be fine. But for me, dating is good here. It's been my best experience as an expat. There's been hiccups. It ain't always, you know, rose-colored glasses, but I would prefer to have my errors here than wherever else I've been an expat at. So Brazil in general, you know, like I said, every state has like their own personality. It's like their own world. So you just got to find that state that works for you. But like I've been saying throughout the whole chat, y'all just need to go to Rio. Go to Rio. Everything is great there. Don't come to Sao Paulo. Don't go to Philly. Where you at, Fortaleza? Don't go to Fortaleza. Don't go to Florianopolis. Everything you need is in Rio, fellas. If you're the point and click, if you trying to get serious, just go to Rio. You get away with English there. You can get away with whatever you want. Just go to Rio. Sao Paulo ain't it. Sao Paulo is trash. You don't want to come to Sao Paulo.
Oh man, what's next for you, brother?
Sure. What's next for me? Got the NFL game coming up here in September again in Sao Paulo. Gonna do that. Got the June festival starting in like 2 weeks. I want to hit up Florianopolis again. It's nice. To be honest, I like the beach there. The beaches there better than the beaches in Rio. They're, in my opinion, they're cleaner. They don't have like all the crazy vendors trying to sell you stuff. Like they got like food and all that stuff, but it's like more respectful and it's safer. I feel like way safer in Florianopolis than I did Rio. I mean, like walking the streets like 3 o'clock at night and by myself, and I like been fine. Nothing happened. But that's about it. Lots of events coming up in Brazil. They got the NFL coming down again. Then you got Carnival in February. Then you got Bad Bunny in February. You got 2 dates now. You already got like tickets go live tomorrow morning. There's already people sleeping outside the stadium trying to get them in person.
Wow.
So Brazil's nice, bro. If you know how to manage it, if you're here to like invest the time, respect the culture, understand it, have a grasp of the language, and not be an asshole, Brazil will be good to you. Like, and that's just the law of attraction. You gotta give out what you want to receive. So you come down here positive, correct, with the right mindset. You know where to go. You know who to talk to. Like, you're not going to the spots. Y'all know what I mean by the spots. To the spots, and you put in a ring on the first thing you find it. Like, yo, man, I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna take you out of here. I'm gonna provide for you. I'm gonna do this and that. You don't gotta do this anymore. They need to stop going to these spots and selling these movie scripts, because
movie scripts. I love that.
This is what I mean when I say, like, yo, people be getting got on purpose. Because I knew a chick in Rio who let's just say she was in the spot and now she living in Texas. Y'all do it to yourselves. And if that's your thing, cool. But you can't go to these other countries, put yourself in that predicament, and then you complain, the women ain't shit, this country is shit. Nah, your mindset ain't shit. So just come correct, and Brazil will be good to you. But stay in Rio. Stay in Rio. Rio's great. That's all.
All right, brother. Hey, man, it was, thank you so much for coming on, man. I truly appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, man, for real.
No doubt, man. I'm only a phone call away.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Next time I'm out there, man, I definitely gonna hit you up, man. We gonna hit the town, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, my G.
Philly Don, you got my number. Hit me up.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you up, man. I got your number. I'm gonna hit you.
All right, man.
Later.
All right, man. All right. Yeah. So my question to you fellas, I'm gonna get ready to close this thing out, man. But what would you say, dating wise? And I'll actually let me start with you. No reservations. So, what would you say is overall dating in Brazil? Just give me your overall, good, bad, ugly, whatever. You know what I mean?
Overall experience.
Yeah.
I think I need to see more cities and states in Brazil.
Okay.
I did dabble a little bit in Brasilia. I was seeing a model out there, and oh man, I wish that worked out, man. I really wish that worked out.
Did she ghost you?
No. We had a nice run, man. No reservations was going to be a couples channel.
Yeah.
It was going to be me and her. She was a model. She was like an influencer. And without giving like too much details, it just didn't work out, and I wished it did. I really wished it did. And that was rough, man. That was a tough one. But you know what? It gave me hope that it's possible that you can find somebody out there in Brazil. If you want to exclusively do Brazil, you can find somebody out there. You can find the love of your life, and you can make it happen. Yeah, I mean, Brasilia is not like Rio, so it's a little different. It's a little bit slowed down, a little bit slower pace. But I would say for anybody, I want to speak as an American. Any American guy, I would say leave a lot of the things that you learned in the States and just come with a fresh palette. When you date somebody, if it's intentional in a positive way, like follow their lead without following their lead. Like be the man, but still follow their lead, because they have a whole new set of rules that you think that, oh, I can't go by these rules. And like you're in their country. So you have to abide by those rules, and if it's positive.
Yeah.
And then as far as, I guess that's a culture shock. When I first went to Rio, I faced so many culture shocks, good and bad. You just got to get over those cultural differences, man. Once you could do that, once you can leave all the stuff that you learn and unlearn, and then learn a language, of course, then you have a great chance. Brazilian people are very vibrant, energetic, friendly people. Especially in Rio, since I spent a lot of time there, you meet somebody and you're cool with them, they introduce you to 10 people, and it's like a whole big family. I met a girl that was a samba dancer, and she was a part of the carnival. She showed me what the rehearsals were, so I went down there and I did some filming. That's actually on my channel. I did a vlog on it. She introduced me to Miss Brazil from 2022. I think it's like she's like the main girl that dances in the carnival. I actually got to meet her. She was so tall. She was like 6'2". She was so cool. I got to meet a lot of cool people. But like once you meet one cool Brazilian, they can introduce you to 10 cool Brazilian people. So that's how they are. But it does take time to acclimate to a different culture like that, because their culture is so different from American culture. But once you like slowly get into it, you'll be fine, man. And it's a great time. But I definitely need to see other countries, and I need to see other cities.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Salvador, a lot of Brazilians, they say they all love. You ask any Brazilian from Sao Paulo, from from anywhere, they love Salvador. So I guess that's pretty much it.
And what's next for you, brother?
Oh yeah. I want to do these. I want to do a few pilots, and what I want to do is dating shows. So if you're an American guy, we're gonna start off in Africa. We're gonna do it remotely. We get a couple local girls from Kenya, a couple local girls from South Africa, have a couple American guys in there, and I'm gonna actually set them up on, we do different rounds. There's gonna be different themes, and we're gonna have dates. At the end of the day, somebody's gonna come away with an actual date, and it's gonna be on our dime. And the goal is to learn about those cultural differences, and then, break bread and see if we can make a match. Because I find myself looking at dating shows all the time, and I'm like, you know what? I think let me give a stab at it. So I'll do a couple pilots, and if it works, then I'll actually go to the actual city and do it live. So I know James is interested. So once we do we'll do James. We'll do with James. I won't say his name correctly. Jamie.
Jamie.
Yeah, you said it correct.
We'll do it with him. I maybe if he likes Sao Paulo more, we'll get to some more Sao Paulo girls. If he likes Rio girls, I've never done that before. We've done the podcasting before, but we've never done the dating stuff. So,
all right. So this is like your no reservation, pop the balloon type thing. Okay, I see you.
Yeah, this is completely dating, bro. I'm not doing the podcast stuff no more. This is all strictly just. I'm looking to hook people up.
Okay, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, I'm trying a different pivot.
Okay.
That's it.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha. Okay. That's
Yeah.
what's up, man. That's what's up.
Anybody
Man.
that's interested, hit me up on my DM. Hit me up on Instagram. It's actually No Reservations Podcasting. Be like, yo, I'm interested. I could put you on the show.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I just so I did post the link, so make sure that you guys hit up No Reservation. I believe all of your like your contact information is on your channel, right? Like so that they can get in touch with you, like email or Instagram or whatever, right?
Yeah, all that.
Okay,
All
perfect.
that.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All right, and then Jamie, I'm gonna go with you. So overall dating experience, good, bad, different, indifferent, what have you.
All right, I'll make this short and sweet, man. But like overall, I mean, I think you guys need to stay away from Brazil in general. I know we've been talking about Brazil the last 2 hours, but just don't go to Brazil, okay? Go to Mexico, go to DR, go to Colombia. All right, don't come. Just don't come. Now I'm playing around, guys. I'm playing around. Brazil is a great country when it comes to dating. I mean, I've been talking to Brazilian girls for a couple years now. And from all around the country, we're talking Minas Gerais, Manaus, Florianopolis, Rio Grande do Sul, like you name it. I've talked to everyone. And there's so much untapped potential there. So much. Because everyone, when they come to Brazil, it's literally just Rio or Sao Paulo. But as you guys saw, Rio is almost as big as the United States of America, man. There's so many other cities, so much untapped potential, some of the most beautiful women you'll ever see in your freaking lifetime. They're all in Brazil. You know what I mean? And I've been to Colombia. And Colombia, I would say, out of all countries, I would say Colombia is the closest to rival it, in my opinion. But even then, I still got to say Brazil's number one. Every time I go to another country, I've been to Spain, I've been to Turkey, I've been to France, Italy. We could go down the line here. But for some reason, even though I'm in these countries and I like these countries, my mind is always in Brazil. My heart is always in Brazil. Like it's the people, the culture, just so much about Brazil that just I feel like I can't move on from it. Like it's a type of place where I think it might be my second home. So after the United States, I'll be going there more often. I'm thinking of settling down there down the line in the future. Hopefully I'll marry a Brazilian woman. You know, we'll see. We'll see about that down the line. But guys, listen, man, if you're trying to have a trip of a lifetime, if you're trying to meet some of the most beautiful women on the planet that are beautiful, energetic, personalities on point, intelligent, Brazil's the place, man. Brazil's the place, and you got to come over there with the right type of mindset, as the gentleman's said earlier. You got to come over there with the right type of mindset. You got to come out there with the right type of energy. For me, like, you know, my main key is, you know, you got to know Portuguese. I feel like if you know Portuguese, you'll go far. But at the same time, for me, the most important thing besides that is the energy that you're bringing. Like, are you being timid? Are you being shy? Are you being negative? Are you being pessimistic? If that's the case, if you're expressing any of these negative emotions or energy, it's not going to work out there. You got to bring your best out there in order to succeed in Brazil on top of the Portuguese. If you pair that all up, man, listen, there's no beating you in Brazil, man. There is no place on the planet that is better for single men than Brazil, in my opinion. But I'm going to end it off there, guys.
Wow. And what's next for you?
Brazil. That's as was next. So maybe I'll be in Colombia. I'm not quite sure yet. I'll definitely be in Brazil, though. That's for a fact. I'll be out there around the end of August, September. I'll be in Rio. And of course, my boy No Reservations, man. I'm trying to do his little date show thing too. So we'll see what's up with that. But
I got you, bro. I got you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm from Jersey too, man. So we're not far. But yeah, I'm from Jersey, in North Jersey. But yeah, that's what I got planned up. I think next year I will be in Europe. I'm doing a European tour next year. So yeah, man, there's a lot that's gonna be going on with the Jamie Woods Travel Motivate brand. So just stay tuned, guys.
All right, perfect, man. Perfect. Definitely appreciate it. All right. My man Marte.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me, brother.
What's the word?
Overall dating experience, good, bad, and different. I know you popped up on here a little bit late. You know what I mean? I'll probably do another one of these. So,
Okay.
so this way, we can have more to talk about. But nonetheless, I still appreciate you coming on here, man.
All good, all good. Yeah. Well, as far as the dating, you mean?
Yes, sir.
I got like a little echo. Somebody got an echo?
Oh, how about now? Check.
Check 1, 2. No, it's a little bit still.
Hold on. All right, talk, and then I'm gonna mute myself.
All right, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, it's better. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I mean it's cool. Definitely compared to the States, much better. For Rio's kind of like Miami, so fitness is big out here. So beach culture, fitness, language, of course. It's got its pitfalls. No place is perfect, but overall, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. You just gotta get used to some of the cultural things they got going on here, which is totally different. So yeah, you definitely have to learn that, get used to it, and you are in their backyard, so you just adjust, move accordingly. Yeah, but I still have to go to, I'm still fairly new here, but I know I still would want to go to different cities to see how things move out in different places. Because over here, it's like Hollywood. It's like their version of Hollywood. So I would still want to go see, with the other not so famous, places, how they move,
Yeah. Quick question. How long have you been living in Brazil?
A little bit past a year and a half.
Okay, perfect. All right, and then what is next for you in the interim? And then you could take it like near future, far future, however you want to take it. But what's next?
The main thing is investments. In real estate, we did something big in actually Colombia. I'm actually going to check on it when I'm over there. Real huge. I don't want to say. Those who know. I know Jamie knows. And I want to maybe reinvest there or buy something or build something up from the ground in Rio. So that's like something that I'm on the lookout for, as well as Panama City. So it's all about investing at this point. As far as the short term, enjoying life, getting together with these models, shooting all kind of stuff, having fun, enjoying life. That's the main thing for right now. Enjoying life and investments,
Absolutely, man. And when you pull up to Medellin, you gotta let me know, man. So
it's gonna be crazy.
You gotta let me know. You gotta let me know for sure, man. You gotta let me know for sure. My man, Philly Dom, one of the OGs of Brazil. Talk to me, brother.
Brazil,
good, bad, indifferent.
Brazil, man. It's an amazing place. I guess the best thing I can tell people to if they want to date stuff, like I said, they need to travel to other parts of the country because each state, each city has a different type of vibe. Rio doesn't really represent Brazil. I mean, obviously it represents as a tourist destination or tourist trap, but as far as dating, you just have to go throughout the country and check it out. But it's definitely one of the top places in the world to date. Just a minute ago, I just Googled to see what Brazil ranked as tourism. I mean, not tourism, as dating in the world. Where do y'all think it ranked at?
Number 1.
It ranked number 2. They said Italy, and I've been to Italy. I don't think Italy dating scene is better than them. I don't know who wrote that, but it ranked number 2 in the world for dating. So we're not making this stuff up. Colombia wasn't even in the top 4 or 5.
What was number 1?
Italy was number 1.
Oh, Italy.
Italy was number 1. Who else?
Really?
Yeah, Italy. I don't know who write these things. Italy was number 1. Brazil number 2, Ireland, Thailand, and then they said Sweden and Denmark.
Oh, okay.
So yes, it's definitely worth visiting. You'll definitely be happy there because the people, the culture is amazing. So the dating scene is definitely, but you just, like any other place, you got to weave and figure out who's who and what's what.
What's next for Philly, man?
Immediately, I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to go to Alaska, and then after that, I'll get back on the road to Brazil.
Okay.
Philly and Alaska, man. All right. So you're gonna be cold for a minute, but you're gonna be hot coming back to Brazil. Understood, man. And my man got the visa taken care of. He lit now. He lit. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Man, listen, honestly, man, I want to thank all of y'all for coming up on here, man. Shout out to Chapapa. No reservations, Jamie Woods, Philly Dom, Marty McFly coming on a little bit late, but I definitely appreciate you guys for popping up on here, man. Just talking about overall dating experience for Brazil and finding out that Brazil is actually number 2 in the world for dating, right? So there you have it. Guys, if you want to go to Brazil, you definitely need to have wits about you. I mean, my personal experience, I've been to Brazil twice, but I'm going to be going back very, very soon. But what I will say is the 2 times that I have been there, what I have experienced is, and all of us have said that, the women are passionate. You know what I mean? You definitely can get fleeced, right? You know what I mean? So you definitely got to have that wits about you, and definitely got to be on your P's and Q's and learn the language, or at least make an attempt to understand the language, right? You know what I mean? You want to be able to communicate, right? So make the attempt to learn the language, man. So whether you got to hire a tutor or whether you're listening to Brazilian music, or you're watching, movies in Portuguese, or, whatever, you know what I mean? But just do enough. Just do enough to where you're studying, and also show respect to the country. I did have one last question, though, and this question is for you, Marty. So pretty much the panel, I think outside of No Reservations, everyone's been kind of jumping on Rio de Janeiro, man. So like, what say you since you lived there? You know what I mean? Like why are they kind of dumping on Rio de Janeiro? Marty.
Yeah.
Oh. Did you hear my question or no?
Yeah, I didn't hear you. It's like a little bit breaking up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'll reiterate. So what I was saying was that so like pretty much everyone on the panel was talking about like there's a big difference as far as Rio de Janeiro than other parts of Brazil, right? And why do you think that they say that?
Oh, well, it's like I would guess it's like more of a Miami vibe. It's also like one of the more expensive areas of Brazil. So like some of the hottest girls from all over Brazil go to Rio because it's just where all the money is. More excitement, more opportunity to some degree. So it's a much faster pace than if you're just inland in Brazil, where it's like there's no tourist attraction, there's no concerts. There's always something going on in Rio. Last 2 weeks ago, we had like Lady Gaga, and then every other week there's some kind of concert on the beach. There's always something going on here, and they don't really have that type of excitement in other parts like that. So. So you get some of the best looking girls from all over down here, just like a New York or a LA or Miami. It's just, You can speak a bit of English here too. It's just a different, type of place. And like I said, fitness is really important here too. They are very fitness conscious out here. So this is not like when you go to Colombia, the dudes are like, skinny, or Thailand is short and out of shape. The dudes out here be putting in work also, the native dude. So there's competition everywhere. So yeah.
That's good to know. That's good to know. Absolutely, man. I was just curious, but yeah. Again, thank you so much, gentlemen. I truly appreciate you guys for coming on here and taking time, man. Because we're almost close to the 3-hour mark, man. So and I know that it's 11 o'clock on the East Coast, man. So I know no reservations, and Jamie Woods. I know you guys got work in the morning, man. So do I. You know what I mean? So, I know Philly, you in the West Coast, man, so you good. It's only 8 o'clock where you at, man. Man, the sun ain't even come down yet, bro. Yeah, but and then also Marty, it's midnight where you at, man. So
yeah, it's midnight.
Yeah, man. Anyway, man, but thank you so much, gentlemen. So for my audience, I definitely want you guys to check me out. Tomorrow night, I will be talking to Big Boss, Real Talk. We're going to be talking about his experience going to Lima, Peru. So definitely look out for that conversation. That will be starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because he is out in Oakland. So that's going to be 6 p.m. his time. So definitely make sure you guys tune in. I will be live tomorrow. And then Wednesday, I will also be live again. And I'll be talking to another one of my guys, Kevin, and we'll be talking about the dating experience in Medellin. Is the dating experience dead? That's actually a triple entendre, and you guys will find out why. But definitely make sure you guys tune in. It's your man, Kings and Dreams. Definitely appreciate y'all. Stay purposely purposeful, and I'm out. Peace.
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 Peace.